yo. Can I get a yo back? What's good? Hello, Gabe Ultimate. Hello, Finib. Hello, Sunbeam. Hello, Lucy Goosey. Eldon Wee, I appreciate this up. Thank you very much. My goodness. How gracious of you. How kind. Lil Lemon 7. First time chatter. Hee Habibi. Thank you for the 10 months. I like Hebe Habibi. I like your username. Yo, Outbound Sky, Vortex Hero, Annie Meanie. Is that an anime reference? Because I don't want any weebs in here. Says the man whose audience is like 84% weebs. Hey, Galen J. I think legitimately, I think the war on weebs is lost. I think they won. I think it's like it's an occupied country I'm living. It's over. They've culturally, the weebs have. There was a time when I was growing up, you'd bully the weebs. Now their numbers are too vast. It's a cultural victory. It's a surrender. I'm still fighting. I'll die on this hill. It's like last Japanese soldiers still fighting World War II, but it's reversed, I guess. Hello! How are you doing? How is it going? Blacker, thank you for the 30 months. I'm sorry. Juppy, hello. Holy Pangolin, hello. R-Dubs, hello. Pixel Dimensions. Simur3, thank you for the 15. What's good? What's poppin'? Big S. Why do you call me Big S? Big A, right? That's very simple. It's part of the branding. I think I've been very consistent with it. Big A. Have you read The Power Broker? I think you would love it. Question mark? The Power Broker is a book by Robert Caro, and it's about the creation and use of power in New York State politics. Okay. Critically acclaimed, one of the best biographies of the 20th century, highly influential on city planners and politicians. Won a Pulitzer Prize, the book. Holy moly, no, I haven't read it. It looks like an incredible read, honestly. Maybe I'll suggest it. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do, because you suggested a really good book. What I'm going to do is I'm going to yoink your idea, and then next time we're debating a book club book for Lemonade Stand, I'm going to say, you know what? You guys should read The Power Broker. That's a classic. Like, you haven't heard of The Power Broker? What do you? And then I'm going to drop it like that, and then I'm going to read it, but I'll pretend like I already read it. That's what I'm going to do. That's a yoink. That's a twist. Bada bing, bada boom. And I delete the VOD to hide the evidence. What, my co-hosts are going to scrub to the VOD? I've been pitching this for a year, so I'm okay with that. All right. How are you guys doing? Did you see the Chinese? Yeah. Did anyone have any good clips of this? I need to learn about this. I need to learn about the Chinese humanoid robot Olympics for Lemonade Stand on Monday. We're recording on Monday again. I don't know why. I think Aiden's going to Germany, bro. We have to record on Monday. So I have to learn about this because I'm going to present on it in Lemonade Stand. And all I know is that the robot ran into the wall. This is all I know, bro. I've seen some clips here and there, but I need to like learn more about it. I was going to do a deep dive on Sunday night. Oh, that's loud. Loud as hell. Dude, how does this never get balanced? I swear to COD. Is there a way to do like a reverse gain? What do you call that? Oh, wait, there's already a loud gain on this. That's half the battle. Wait. Wait, I just realized that I've had a gain on my desktop audio this whole time. Maybe years. Maybe years I've had a gain on my desktop audio profile. It like automatically added 6 to 7 decibels to the output. That's crazy. Now it's gone. Can you believe that? If only someone had told me. If only just one person is all it would take. If just one person had spoken up and been brave, I guess, we could have made real progress on that. But alas. Crane, thank you for the 18 months. Finally used my Prime because I started getting ads again. Good to be back. Crane, welcome back. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, tragedy of the comments. Well, we're going to do Get Smarter Saturdays probably today because I want to watch a new Patrick Boyle video that just dropped with chat. I think that could be fun. Seems like it'd be an interesting thing with a lot of things to discuss. Mayhaps we'll do a Smallville later. It depends, TBD. And then also, I kind of wanted to look at this Chinese robot thing and talk about Canada-US relations because they've never been better. They've never been better. Old Donnie T at it again, bro. My goodness. Oh, there's a new Salmonella video? Wait, he drops like once in a fucking decade. Salmonella? Wait a minute. Dude, finally. Wait, one day ago, 1.3 million views. Holy shit, it's back. Wait, Salmonella is going on tour? What does Salmonella do on tour?
Hello, I am going on a small tour to promote my book, Still Lost, by me, Sam A. Miller. It'll be my first time ever doing a real-life appearance, and I'm fucking terrified. So if you live near one of these places, come hang.
That's like a book signing? He's white? What? He's white? Oh, no. Salmonella is dead to me. As a Canadian, even though we rely on the U.S., it feels like everyone wants to say F you. Yeah, no, that's the fucking long and short of it, bro. The way this has been handled with absolutely zero diplomacy nor tact on the U.S. side, it's just a massive own goal in our own hemisphere, honestly. This tit-for-tat trade war, 50% tariffs, which are now levied as of midnight last night, on Canadian goods that are going to be matched dollar for dollar by Canada with tariffs on our side. It's like it'll probably hurt Canada's economy more, just given the relative side of the United States, and it has a more diverse economy. But why? Why are we doing this? What is the fucking? Of course they're going to say no. It's like this is like this attempt to economic bully our northern border and closest ally for a while is just insane. Of course they're going to, like, to submit to what he's requesting would be like giving up sovereignty. It's going to be painful for Canada, but they have to take the pain. And so they're going to do it. You just act like such an asshole. The liberals know that as long as Trump exists, they can rule and do more stuff like condo bailouts for their friends. I mean, listen, the condo bailout was a pretty bad thing that I saw from Carney. I definitely was losing some of my Carney pill after that. But I think you're framing this in a little bit of a disingenuous way, in that, like, I think he is legitimately doing a good thing by standing up to Trump. I think he's doing a smart thing. I think he is playing statecraft well. And a volume low mic up. Wait, oh man, dude, audio is always the thing. Wait, it's yellow though. And if I yell, it goes red. How is the mic bad? I think the volume's good, bro. It sounds balanced. Is statecraft like StarCraft or Minecraft? It's like a little bit of both, honestly. In Canada, it's a lot like Minecraft because you have to mine all the raw materials and develop the oil. And it's also like StarCraft because you have to command military troops to protect your border. They're running ads on this channel again. Dude, I don't know. People are saying I didn't have ads, and they're saying I do have ads. I'm telling you, I'm not running any ads. I have not ran any ads. So I don't know if I think you know what it probably is, if I'm being for real. I think if your channel gets categorized as politics, you get less ads or whatever. And then in the last month, I played so many video games or didn't stream. I played like Pokemon. And maybe I think I got unadded. I think that legitimately is what happened. I'm not kidding. That could be what happened. I could have reset my status. But that's entirely me inventing a theory. I have no idea. uh, yo, Big A, slightly off topic. Wasn't the Dan Toomey of LS going to come out already? Do you think Dan Toomey would be a good LS guest? I love Dan Toomey, but he's kind of like a skit comedian. I don't know if he would. A 90-minute interview with Dan Toomey about serious subjects? What would he talk about? Does he even? I don't even know if he has like opinions on things. I've never heard him like. That's a good question. You could find out. I think he would be doing it as a bit. I think like Ed Zitron would be an interesting interview. I think like a Pat Boyle might be an interesting interview. I think like the guy from Prof G Markets, Ed Elson, has reached out. Maybe we do him. That would be interesting. But I don't know. Dan Toomey would be fun to do a clip with for a short. Tobuscus. Who is Tobuscus? I've heard people say the name Tobuscus, but I couldn't put a face to the name. I couldn't tell you who it is. You should get your close personal friend LeBron James. Here's the thing about me and Braun, and you guys know this. We're close. We're pals. But we don't like to cross that business personal line. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like if I invite LeBron on the podcast, suddenly it's like, okay, now it's like a business thing. And we could just be hanging out, chopping it up, talking shop. He asked me for ball tips. I asked him for advice on what's going to happen in the future of geopolitics. He gives me perfect predictions. I give him incredible ball analysis. And we both help each other out in our spheres. We both give each other hair advice. That's why it's not going so well. Bro, I'm just telling you guys, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna get the fill-in, bro. I think I'm gonna do it. Double Lift convinced me. I'm actually gonna do it. I'm gonna fuck around and join the dark side. Our jokes, I promise you, if I fill this in, this is still my hairline. You're gonna have the jokes. Don't you worry about that, okay? And they make fun of Doug for being bald, and his hairline's like right here, okay? I'll be fine. It's not gonna hurt the stream. But I was kind of told that I was supposed to start taking fucking minoxidil or Fin or something before these start to go. And if you want to keep them, you have to fill them in and then start taking it. Like I'm too late. So I might have to. Sponsor? Oh, wait, we might have got one. Wait a minute, I can finally talk about it. I think I might have got a fucking Fin or Min sponsor, but it's for LS. I don't know. Wait, let me make sure. They're going to send us product. Yeah, I think we did get one. So, that's actually peak, dude. That's actually a huge fucking get. A big forehead just means you're smart. This went on ironically. Okay. I'm going to be real. I see some people with good hairlines, Ludwig, and they're the dumbest people I know. Their brains are physically smaller, bro. It's like there's not room for it to expand. So the hair looks good, but come on, bro. What are you talking about? Okay. The backhandedness. There was nothing back. That was very direct. I was calling. I said he's the stupidest person I know. It's not backhanded, bro. It wasn't subtle. You should all show up with a nice head of hair one episode. This is backhanded. This is backhanded to me and my co-hosts. It implies we've never had a nice head of hair in any episode. Okay. Hi, Atrioc, can you motivate me to get my life together and go to the gym? Yeah, I can. I can do that multi-head attention. But here's the problem. You asked me at night. And I don't trust any motivation that's done at night. Okay? Anything you plan to do at night might as well not be a plan because you're gonna get all these wild ideas and you're gonna go to sleep and you're not gonna do it. All the plans have to start with something you do same day. You have to say it in the morning and you have to do something towards it that day. Otherwise, it's fake. So I don't trust it. Like you can say, I'm going to start going to the gym and it starts today and then you go and do it. But you can't be like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to begin my fitness journey. That's horseshit, bro. It won't count. Good advice. I'll take it tomorrow. Ban them till they post fitness vlogs to the Reddit. I don't want to watch fitness vlogs on Reddit. What's up, you crypto mofos? You know who reached out to me? This actually keeps up a thing. You guys remember watching Crypto Shark Tank on this stream? It was a very funny time. Killer whales. That guy, Crypto Shark Tank. I forgot it's not called that. It's called Killer Whales. If I Google Crypto Shark Tank, I just get my video. That guy. Crypto Shark Tank! One year ago, I made a video called to go, yo.
We're here to show you that
Are you
good, you crypto MFers.
This guy.
Yo, what is good, you crypto MFers?
Thread guy. He reached out to me and he actually seems like a nice guy. He was like, bro, yeah, I saw your reaction to the crypto thing. I get it, bro. That wasn't really my best choice. But he's a young guy. He wanted a job. They needed a host. Like, I don't fucking blame him. And now he's doing like content stuff. I might go on his broadcast. He wanted to interview. I think I'd be down to do it. He seems like a nice guy, honestly. I got nothing against him. But it was funny. Yo, what up, you crypto MFers? Has definitely been stuck in my gourd for a minute. He looks like you. Thank you. He has nice hair. Or he has a lot of hair, at least. I don't know if it was styled that correctly. Also, hey, big day for me. I got to talk to Pablo Torre. I talked to Pablo Torre. Yeah, me chopping it up with Pulitzer Prize winners. Not a big deal. Had a little DM conversation with Pablo. No big deal. We chopped it. We talked about Kawhi. We talked about fucking Reddit bots. There's some motion. There's such some motion here. I'm trying. I guess we'll see. I shouldn't say trying because I haven't asked him. I didn't want to ask him in the conversation because we were having a conversation, but I want to ask him for LS. I want to ask him to go on LS. I think it would be awesome to interview. I plan to try. I'm sort of building up the rapport. Ow. He's too big for you though? I mean, okay, wait, let's not. This is no, Paulo Torre has a higher class audience than me, don't get me wrong, but numbers wise, I don't think, I mean, I have you chuckle fucks, but like, he's not like he's out of my league here. Like LS would be good. I think it'd be dope. I think it'd be dope to put him on LS. I think that'd be sick. And I think you can explain what's going on with the Mark Walter situation in a interesting and compelling way. I think that'd be awesome. Why aren't you in a category? I don't know. You want me to be in a category for you? Just say please, daddy streamer. Put it in a category. Okay, there you go. Did he ask about Hitman? Yeah, he was like, what's Discord? What's Hitman? What is Hitman, a game where you fly around? These are the main questions Paulo had for me, and then I asked him a lot about. You know, there was shit going on. Skygy0303, thank you for the prime. JPW142, thank you for the 21 months. Do you want me to have you on? Do you want to have me on LS as a loyal subscriber? I'm not so sure about that. Just because I think you would outshine Aiden. Do you know what I'm saying? Norlock, thank you for the 57 months. Soroctopus, thank you for the 47. Angry Mom, thank you for the 26. Appreciate it. It's when you're in just chatting that the ads stop. I only got ads when you're in Pokemon. I don't know how it works, bro. I ain't no expert. All right. I worked there, but they didn't have this whole system when I was. Ever since Dirty Dan Clancy changed it all up, I can't say that I'm a real expert. You got any good basketball drills to improve my shot? Bro, I'm not a coach. I don't want to give you advice, but I have been trying to improve my shot. I can tell you there's some really great YouTube channels on it. And I've definitely been out there on the court with my phone open to YouTube, watch a drill, try it, watch a drill, try it. I have done that. That's a fucking fact, but it's slow going. Remember, I used to have an okay shot. I've been taking a shot a decade. I mean, you got to practice. It's a practice makes perfect, bro. Practice makes average. Practice makes bad. You got to practice just to be bad. It's hard, bro. It's a tiny little hoop and you're shooting a fucking basketball through it. You give investing tips, but not basketball tips. I think I do the opposite. If I'm being real, I'm way more comfortable giving basketball tips than giving investing tips if someone could lose money. And they blame you if it goes wrong. And they take full credit if it goes right. Look at where the stock market is going, not where it is now. All I'm saying is I may be a simple investor with my dragon hoard of gold, but my God, is it having a moment. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, for literally corrupting the US dollar and causing shockwave ramifications through global trade. I really appreciate that. That's why we love him, folks. That's why we love him. He really helps those of us out who have bet against the system. What up, Yeti? Good to see you, Yeti. Thoughts on the Canada deal that didn't go through? Yeah, it's stupid. Look, here's the deal. If you guys don't know what happened, 3 days ago, Donald J. Trump. Here, I got a little. I don't have like a presentation, but I have a couple images. He announced this, right? He goes, "Hey, I've paused the 50% tariffs against Canada that were scheduled to kick in based on the fact that Canada and the USA, subject to the finalization of documents, have a deal." 3 days ago, we had a deal. Guaranteed. And the great Keystone XL pipeline, killed by Sleepy Joe, may be awoken from the grave. And then he followed it up by posting a photo, an AI-generated photo of him ripping the Keystone pipeline out of its grave. And it says, "Buried by Biden." This is our president. Anyway, so that was 3 days ago. We thought there was no problem. But then as of midnight last night, which was the deadline, Canada at the last minute pulled out of trade talks. They took Dominic LeBlanc, looks like this, who is their lead negotiator, and had him come home to Ottawa and pulled him out. And the reasoning was, apparently, according to Mark's Carney, now, according to Mark Carney, is that at the last minute, the U.S. was trying to add new restrictions to the deal, specifically on other trade deals Canada was allowed to have. Now, if you read into that, it's like RE China, I guess, is probably the idea. I think they had come to terms on some sort of trade deal, but then the U.S. wanted to add restrictions. So it's like, okay, you can sign our deal, but you can't sign any others, specifically one with China. Carney did not want that. Of course, that's not a part of the deal. Certainly, he should be allowed as an executive to make deals with other nations that are favorable to his nation. And so they pulled out of the deal. And so in response, Trump declared 50% tariffs on all Canadian goods. And Mark Carney announced that he's going to go tit for tat and do 50% tariffs in kind on American goods. Things like, alcohol is one of the big ones. Whatever gets exported up to Canada. So listen, it's going to be economically painful for both sides. Likely more for Canada, but they have to do this because they're getting, it's like, otherwise you're just getting bullied around. I think I respect his ability to stand up on this. It's, again, I think there's got to be a more diplomatic way. I don't understand Trump's insistence on fighting an economic and physical war on every single front at once at the same time. It is stretching our country impossibly thin in stupid battles that we shouldn't be fighting. It makes no sense that we can't come to a common ground with fucking Canada. It's insane. It's insane, dude. Canada is such a similar country. It's so close. We have so much common ground. It's such a porous border of like ideas and people and businesses and employees, and it's just crazy to be doing it this way. So that's the current spot we find ourselves in. What's interesting is, in terms of like regular day-to-day goods, you suppose you could have supply chain duplication on the American side and it wouldn't hurt them as bad. But there's one area where Canada really does have a strong economic leverage or ability to squeeze, and that's oil. So this is U.S. crude oil imports by source. You'll notice ever since Venezuela kind of imploded and Mexico has decreased, Canada has become like the vast, vast majority of U.S. crude oil imports. And they all go here primarily to the Gulf Coast refineries. This is where all the Venezuelan oil goes, where the Mexican oil goes. And it's also where the Canadian oil goes, especially once they get a pipeline built, which I think is the plan. And so what Canada is going to do, they're already trying to find other partners with which to export oil. They're building different pipelines. And additionally, what they really want to do is get some refineries built within Canada. And if they do that, then they capture all that value add. All of it gets refined in Canada and then exported all over. Because right now, once you get the crude oil, you basically have to put it in a refinery before it can be shipped out. And America is one of the largest exporters of refined oil in the world now. It might be the largest. I think it passed Saudi Arabia. So now this goes out to Europe and it goes out to South America, and it goes out everywhere. And so Canada wants to capture some of that value trade and get refineries, which is where some of the contention comes from. Again, just I think a stupid attempt by Trump to, play economic terrorist on what was recently a close ally that had overall net positive opinion of America. I just don't get it. It would be stupid on its own, but in context of also being a war in Iran, also being trade wars with Europe, also being trade wars with South Korea, also pulling out of Japan and South Korea, also, it's just insane. There's just too many things at once. All of them are destabilizing every partnership we built our alliances on. Art of the deal. How are these tariffs still allowed if the Supreme Court can't shut them down? That's a great question. They've started reapplying tariffs using different legalese is the basic answer to what it is. They basically said the Supreme Court shut down us using tariffs in that specific way, and we're now using them in a different way. There's a chance this could get shut down again if you go forward. And at which point there would be another round of massive tariff refunds to the corporations. It's like insane. It's insane. So but it's gonna take another 18 months? Yeah, probably 18 months. Probably another 18 months. That's exactly right. What happens next? TBD. I mean, they both have an incentive to come to the table because this makes no sense. It's just really stupid economically for us to be beefing with Canada. It doesn't make sense, dude. It's been said before, but Trump's absolute inability to conceive of relationships that are not transactional is destroying. I agree. He doesn't. There's like a phrase that I heard, which is like, you can't have a good deal with a bad guy. And every country is slowly waking up to that fact. There's no good deal. Every deal is built on him attempting to put maximum pressure, screw you over as much as possible. And even if you like hammer out a good deal, he reneges on it as soon as the winds are in his favor or he has something he can squeeze you with. So it's like you just can't build a lasting deal. And so everybody is like trying to instead build lasting leverage against him by getting whatever thing they have that can hurt him and trying to build that up, whether that be oil refineries or in South Korea's case, maybe it's a nuke where, whatever. Everyone's trying to build something to get out of that ability to get squeezed. And yeah, it's not a good way to build relationships. And like there should be a way to do a win-win. I'm going to say something crazy. I'm going to say something bold. I think it's possible for the US and Canada to have mutually beneficial trade. I know that sounds crazy, but I think it's possible to make a deal where two similar countries that have operated as allies and in peace for decades to have a positive win-win trade relationship where they both benefit. I think that's possible. And so to turn it into this is crazy. Also, I just think one of the fundamentals of deal making to make it a lasting good deal is you have to give a little bit to get something. That's just fair dealing. The idea, even if you are incredibly advantaged with somebody, even if you have all the advantage, and you're like, I don't have to give them shit. I can bully them and I can force them to accept the deal that I want. Even if that works, which I don't think it's going to work in this case because the advantage is not as big as it would need to be. But even if that works, they resent you for it. They hate you for it. They are constantly looking during that deal of how to get out from under your thumb, how to change the balance of power. So it's like, why do those kind of deals? You can do a deal where you sacrifice a little bit to get what is truly important to you. Like, let's say, for example, the US had a long-term strategy, okay, of trying to onshore manufacturing back to North America in general. So as part of the deal, they're like, hey, we would really like you to not do a, open auto agreement with China where you have free trade on autos. That's important to us that there's a tariff barrier that keeps Chinese EVs out of America. I don't think it's a good idea, but whatever. That's the idea. You're a long-term trying to reshore auto manufacturing. Okay, in that case, if they're going to do that for you, you have to give something. Okay, you have to make it worth their while. What is the benefit that you're giving them? But instead, he gives nothing. He offers nothing. He just demands. And of course, I keep saying Mark's Carney as a joke. Of course, Mark Carney is eventually going to have to stand up for the sovereignty of his nation and put his foot down and say, even though it's going to hurt us, we have to fucking stand on this. And what's crazy is, this wasn't made up. This has been said by both sides. Both sides, Carney and Trump, 3 days ago, were saying they had finally hammered out a deal. So when you finally hammer out a deal, smile, shake hands, sign it, and follow it. Don't go last minute. One more thing. It reminds me, I was reading that Disney War book, and they describe when Disney was trying to buy ABC Studios, ABC TV network, which they did. But the process took forever because they would agree on a number and they would say, okay, we're going to buy you for $78 a share. That's a fair price. We get this, we'll do this. And then they shake hands And then the fucking CEO, Michael Eisner, would get on his treadmill and then call the CEO like one day before it's about to be signed and go, you know what? How about $78.50 or whatever? He would cut 25 cents off. He would just try to fucking nickel and dime, just change it the last second. And then they're like, we agreed on a deal already. No. And then the whole thing would get thrown off by months. They would push it back. So it's like, it's just bad. I don't know why he thinks it's the art of the deal. Trump's war on U.S. beef. I think this is misframed, by the way. The problem with this story, okay, I'll tell you about this story because this is an interesting one. So Donald J. Trump, realizing that skyrocketing beef prices, let's see if I can get a graph for you. Here, I'll get you an image, and maybe I can get you yeah, here we go. No, wait, I need a 2026. It's even higher now. Well, I got an article here that'll give it to you. Okay. Skyrocketing beef prices have Americans finally reaching their spending limit. And you saw this, by the way, with some of Walmart's recent earnings reports. People are getting really frustrated at beef. Beef and gas prices are two things that Americans feel more than anything. If there are any two commodities in the world that Americans get pissed when the price goes up, it's beef and oil. And both of them have been rising as a result of Donald Trump's decisions. But beef has been rising even faster. And so right before midterms, people are getting fucking angry. If they go to the grocery store and they see that beef is 30% up in price or more, they get really frustrated. So as part of an effort to lower frantically beef prices before midterms, Donald Trump announced, I don't know if I have the Truth Social in front of me, but he announced he's going to be cutting all the tariffs on beef. Truth Social. Let's see if we have the exact language. He's tweeting about the ballroom. He's tweeting about how Tucker Carlson is a loser. He's tweeting about, there's so many, but I really want the beef one if I can get it. Just the beef one, sir. Beef. Dude, you know what's so annoying about Truth Social? It's perfect accuracy and it's great information. If you go on Trump's page, which is the only reason you ever go on here, and you try to scroll to see everything he posts, if you scroll after like 7, it goes, you're going too fast. This website is so dog shit. If you try to scroll down through the wave of slop to find the one you need, it goes, you're going too fast, and it freezes you. So you, like, I can't even, this is like only one day ago. I can't even see his post from yesterday. Maybe I need to pay $100,000 a month to get access. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's see if I can find it. The one on beef. Trump Truth Social beef. There we go. I found it. Okay. So he announces, today, I concluded a deal to substantially lower the price of ground beef for working American families. As everyone knows, under President Biden. By the way, this is the second story today where he talks about fucking Biden. He's still running the Biden card. The Canada thing's Biden's fault. The beef thing's Biden's fault. Beef prices soared at their fastest rate, and the American beef herd fell to its smallest size in modern history. As we work to rebuild the herd and help our ranchers, for the next 90 days, the U.S. will allow up to 300,000 metric tons of product for the ground beef to be imported with no out-of-quota tariff. All right, just to be very simply, this makes absolutely no fucking sense. If your goal is to help rebuild the herd and help our ranchers, then allowing foreign producers to import beef at lower prices hurts them because they get outcompeted. Now, I have no problem with that. I think they should have to compete. I got no problem with it. But if your goal is to protect American farmers, then you keep the tariff up and they get an advantage. But on its face, what this really, the important story of this is that he's admitting that to get beef prices down, we have to lower the tariff. Despite in every other avenue saying that tariffs are a good thing, they don't pass the prices on to people. In this case, when he actually needs the prices to go down for midterms, he's admitting the tariff has only hurt them. Well, that just doesn't make sense. He didn't say where the beef is coming from. I mean, it's mostly Argentina. I don't even know what the second biggest importer is, but it's mostly Argentina that we get our beef imported from. Argentina has become a major beef exporter. And I guess Brazil. Yeah. It's a South America thing. This will reduce prices for Americans while giving space for our great American beef herd to grow again. Yeah. The great American beef herd. So it's still American beef? Well, it's South American beef, I guess. But yeah, that's the idea. He's going to... Right now, if you export beef from Brazil or Argentina, there's a tariff when it comes to America, which makes the prices more expensive, which helps American farmers by making them more cost competitive, which, again, I'm not a huge fan of. But if that's the goal, that's what you do. It does provide a subsidy to American farmers. He's claiming it's a subsidy while also claiming, like, it's doing the opposite of what he says, and it's proving that tariffs are stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense, but I guess that's not even an anomaly anymore. So is he going to pay farmers a bailout? I don't think so. I mean, maybe after this. So all the beef farmers in America are up in arms. They're fucking angry because now they have to compete on price with Argentinian and Brazilian beef. So they're mad. So the beef lobby's mad at Trump, and so he's probably going to have to give them a bailout. They're going to probably give him a fucking golden steak or something, and then he goes, okay, we're going to give a huge subsidy to him. It's like, everything is looping through him and through the government coffer. We're going to bail out the bailout. It's just, it's turning the incentive in every industry to not be good at making a good product at a good price, but to be really good at playing the Washington political game and working through Trump to get a deal or a bailout or a cut or a fucking tariff. Whatever, it's like that's becoming the most incentivized skill. And so our beef industry is going to be very good at that and not very good at like producing good quality beef at a good price. That's you sound woke. Do I? Is this a particularly woke line of thought? This is why we need the ballroom. That's what he's been tweeting about, bro. Yeah, that's where he's really passionate. I wish Trump had just been only a ballroom guy. I wish he had came in and said, I'm too bored by all this president stuff. I'm going to focus on what I like, making the ballroom. And then every time it gets close to being done, somebody's like, you should add another wing to it or something. And he just spent all 4 years working on the ballroom and did nothing else. It would have been so much better for the country. It would have been great. This is his most recent truth. What did he say? Tremendous work has been done on the magnificent ballroom/military complex. Okay. Being built on the grounds of the White House. Presidents have wanted this for 150 years. And so has everyone else. Wow. Everybody wanted this ballroom for 150 years. And finally, he got it done. It'll give the White House and all of D.C. great national security. Okay. This project is under budget and ahead of schedule. The ballroom will be paid for with $0 of taxpayer money. That's not true. But more importantly, the majority of the money is coming from corporate direct donations to him. And I think they expect to get something in return. Like when a corporation gives you 10 million bucks for your ballroom, they don't do it for the love of the game. They get a sick ass ballroom. You think Amazon's doing it for the love of the ballroom? They just really like seeing good architecture. I just don't. I'm not sure that's the case. Jealousy is not a good look, Big A. I'm not jealous, okay? The Big A ballroom may not be as big, but it's got even more of a bunker. Okay, right? Right through that door is the Big A ballroom, and it's actually impressive. Okay, I've put all of my gold money into it, and it's a really awesome ballroom. Can you see it? No, it's not quite done. I need a few more donations. Thank you for the subs. It's on time and under budget, but it needs a little more work. It's going to be great. I know that streamers everywhere and chatters have all wanted this forever. They've wanted the Big A ballroom. Kenny G, thank you for the 19. Penumbria, thank you for the 60 months of tier 1 for the ballroom. Jerome Kool-Aid, thank you for the prime for the 19 months of ballroom. Star Citizen type ballroom. Have any corporations donated for the ballroom? Yes. Yes, they have. Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, Palantir, TurboTax, and Kalshi. The big five. The big five of the Big A ballroom. And honestly, some great folks. It's a dream blunt rotation. The goats. Flock. Yo, did you see that? Did you see there's a guy in Ohio who dismantled a Flock security camera and then was brought before a grand jury, and they declined to indict him, which means they let him off. He was not charged. He got jury nullified for taking down a Flock camera. Pretty crazy. It's like the meme of the guy standing up in court. They said no crime here. Yeah. Pretty wild. Pretty fucking wild. Does that set a standard? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's like a legal precedent, to my knowledge. But he didn't go to jail, which is like maybe it's like a I don't know, a citizen precedent. Like people just know this and then they called the juries and they decline to indict. It becomes a movement. Longtime watcher of YouTuber, recently got my first internship for a state government fiscal policy advisor role in Sydney. Showed you to my boss, but he didn't seem too impressed and asked what your qualifications are. You're still my goat. That's funny. Yeah, people have showed me to their dads, their parents. Listen, a lot of the videos open with me like saying, "Fuck, I'm a dumb chungus." And then it cuts to We Shop music and I'm talking to it. So I don't blame it. It's a little off-putting to people. But you're going to be his boss in a few years, okay? You're better informed and you'll climb the ladder and then you can force him to watch it. My father saw your stream and without hearing any audio, he said he thought you looked like a conspiracy theorist. Does he think I look like, I mean, I can see it. I can see it. That's not even that crazy, to be honest. I don't think it's true, but I'm just saying if I saw on a phone someone watching a guy, anytime you see it, listen, I would say 80% of people with an SM7B in front of them talking politics are conspiracy theorists on the internet. Like, I think it's 80%. So it's not even like he's just playing the odds, honestly. I don't even blame him for that thought. If you unplugged the headphone jack and I was like, and the vaccines, it would it would make sense. It would if I didn't know me, I would be like, that makes sense. That tracks. But I don't do that. So I don't think I am a conspiracy theorist. Big A, how's it going from Brisbane? Brisbane. Recently got a job with a lot of traveling, doing electrical work. How did you manage to do a lot of work from home? I didn't. I hated it. And I'm sure it was less physically demanding than what you're doing. So I'm not sure I have a great answer for you. I guess you got to enjoy the money. That's what I would tell you. You got to just fucking grind it out if you have a goal. But I didn't like traveling a ton for Switch. It kind of burnt me the fuck out. Aussie Central. Well, 7:30 this time is apparently a good time for Australians. So what are you going to do? If Democrats won majority in midterms and next presidential election, and Trump didn't election, just other countries put sanctions on the U.S. Well, that would do nothing, I think. But yeah, I listen. This is the big Rubicon we're going to cross, right? Right now, the House is almost certainly, I would bet dollars to donuts, the House is flipping Democrats. The Senate, it's like 50-50. It's like a toss-up. The Senate could go either way. So I don't know. I don't know how that goes. But depending on how the results of it go, and again, I'm going to do my best to get people to vote and whatever. I would love to see a flipped Senate. It would be incredible. But this is the big question on whether or not the results are challenged by the executive. That would be insane. It would be a fucking earth-shaking change. And I would start thinking about how to fucking move. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's like the end of this year is going to be such a big moment. But we'll see. It's a TBD. But I do think, I mean, I don't know. Trump's support and base and power is dwindling. It's dwindling heading into this. There's a lot of, I think people are fed up and it's already been so little time. So it will be a bridge for him to cross. It'll be interesting. It'll be an interesting time. I'll definitely talk about it more as we get closer. It's insane. Trump has any support with how fucked everything is. Yeah, but his support is like, it's now like pretty fucking limited to Fox News boomers. Like that's the last group that's still like, yeah, he's doing everything right. Pretty much every other group is like either fully turned on him or is like, he's really flawed, and I think he's got bad advisors around him, and he's not doing a good job, but he got his good heart, you know? So, certainly there's not a lot of enthusiasm. Hey, Atrioc, first-time chatter, long-time YouTube viewer. Can you explain why you're such a big Trump supporter and why? I think it's the deals. I think he just knows how to get good deals, I'll have to say. Yeah, I think it's just the art of the deal at the end of the day. It's an art. Hey, Atrioc, thank you for asking. Yes, I'm late, and I'm deeply sorry about it. I try to avoid these situations, but I was doing a practice interview. I got hammered in. Guys, what do we do with this guy? He's fucking late to stream. Listen, I try to be a nice streamer. It's a year of kindness. But this is egregious. We're 55 minutes into stream and you're just walking in. You don't even know what we've talked about yet. Do you know what I'm saying? How can you seamlessly enter the conversation unless you've been taking notes on everything we've said so far? Find him and beat him with a bat. Take all his skin off. I'm sorry. Are you guys the one that spam year of kindness when I say, hey, that was a dumb post? Or you guys are, you spam year of kindness when I say something mean. Not even mean, like slightly. And then when I ask you what to do, you say, take off his skin, beat him, tear his limbs off, beat him with a bat. And then this guy who has no idea what's going on but wants to join in is saying glizzies for the glizzy throne. Bro has no idea what we're even talking about, but wants to be involved. Just he sees the chat moving and wants to be a part of it. No, I feel you. I feel you guys. I feel like you're onto something. You got to make a point. You got to drop a W when you get it. My grandpa flipped independent this year after a lifelong Republican. My grandma, on the other hand, is the most MAGA person I know. The difference is my grandma sits in front of the TV watching Fox News all day and my grandpa's out in the world. Yeah, that probably tracks. I do think, I'm not kidding. I'm not like doing a Fox News bit. I literally think the last remaining diehard group in America are Fox News viewers. There's a big audience, but it's elderly. Fox News viewers are the last people that are like, you know what? Pound for pound, this is a good presidency. And outside of that, and I mean like even people that are further right, people that like are OAN viewers, they are not happy with Trump. It's like this loyal, like Fox News base. That is where his like support is. Fox News listeners and Lemonade Stand viewers are the last remaining Trump base. Those are the big two. If it wasn't for these two ironclad pillars, these last bastions of freedom, did Tucker take some of that base with him? Yeah, he did. Listen, there's what did old Donnie T say? Tucker Carlson just met with lightweight former, I don't know why former's in quotes, Congressman Thomas Massie and Marjorie Trader Green. Losers all. Tucker's views, in quote, have fallen through the floor and will only get worse. Nobody cares about him any longer, and that he's become totally irrelevant and happens to be, surprisingly, a very low IQ individual. He could barely get out of college, and maybe he didn't, but only really dumb people can't make it through that wonderful 4-year time in life. It's like that redirect meme. See, where's the meme of the guy where it's like you're trying to shoot someone with a gun and then it bounces off? Gun shield. I can't find it. Anyway, it's like the redirect meme where he's trying to hit Tucker Carlson, but he's hitting like anyone who just happened to drop out of college. Like any one of the millions of Americans who, for whatever reason, I mean, I know a coworker that worked in video didn't finish 4 years. Whatever. Life happens, or it's expensive, or shit happens, or you have family. Like all of his dumbass voters. See, I disagree with that. I do not think going to a 4-year college makes you fucking smarter or better than someone who doesn't. I don't think that's true. I don't think that is people that are not in college are dumbasses. I don't think that. It's a fucking price exclusionary thing. It's gotten more expensive than ever. And for many people, it's a waste of money. They've spent all the 4 years, they spend all the money, and then they have debt and they don't get a better fucking job out of it. So I think it can work for people, but it's not a requirement. And I certainly don't think it's like a fucking hard signal of intelligence. I know many dumbass college graduates. There's a correlation? Yeah, maybe. But I even that I think it's breaking down. Dude, I was reading about this is from a college professor. Dude, colleges, they're making their curriculum with AI. Students are submitting AI, and they're using AI to grade it. So, like, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, I'm sorry. That's such an intelligent person who's like gotten an AI generated curriculum, is submitting AI answers, and then is getting AI grading. And it's like, wow, that degree certainly means it's deeply valuable and inside of your intelligence. Maybe an ASU. This is an Ivy League school. This is the fucking piece in the Atlantic. I think a lot of people are a little bit touchy about this. I think a lot of people have a lot of self-worth wrapped up in their degree. And I'm sorry to poke it a little bit, but I think it's, I'm just being real. It doesn't mean a lot in the real world. I haven't seen it mean a lot, especially with the way the world's changing. I feel like people get a little bit touchy. It's okay, bro. I can feel it. I can sense it. Hey, thank you for the 5 months. Buys your cam. Anyway, what did this guy say here? This guy said, well, he was going on. He said, Tucker wants to run for political office, but he should be required to take a cognitive test, which, as we know, Trump aced. He aced the test. TV, laptop, camera, horse, whatever. Remember, that's fucking incredible, all right? Trump, by the way, a college graduate. In case you guys are wondering. Intelligence. He's got no chance, but he could probably take a couple points away from whatever the Republican ticket happens to be. By the way, he is, I think they're planning to make the America First Party or whatever. Or create the America First platform and seize control of the Republican Party in the same way the Tea Party did and MAGA did before after that. They're planning to do that. America First Party is the fucking eventual goal here for Tucker Carlson and crew. And their main thing is that they've realized they can keep all the like basic talking points of MAGA, but blame all the economic problems on Trump. And they've realized the entire world is flipped on Israel, so they can use that as a major talking point too. That's America First. America First Party is going to be MAGA again, but it's also fuck Israel. It's going to be MAGA plus fuck Israel. That's going to be it. And they're going to say Trump was the reason it didn't work economically, and they're going to try that fucking play. That's going to be Tucker's party, and it might. I don't know. Fucking Nick Fuentes is blowing up. Maybe that's fucking going to work. I don't know. But that's the plan. Tucker's a loser and always has been. Marjorie Taylor Brown. I love that he always explains. Every time he uses the Marjorie Taylor Brown nickname, he always explains it. And I love that. He is trying to make it happen, but also he wants to give you a guide. He's been trying to force it through for a while, and every time he puts a little parentheses and explains. Green turns to brown under stress. A highly neurotic young woman. How old is Marjorie Taylor Greene? Age. She's 52. I mean, young to Trump. Young to Trump. 52. For politics, she's a baby. Too young for Congress. Went from ultra conservative to liberal fool all in a matter of weeks because I refused to return her phone calls. Not because I didn't like her, just because I had no time. You don't think it has anything to do with the blocking you did on the Epstein file releases? You don't think that she campaigned on and rallied for and had the survivors for the Epstein files, and then you blocked everything and then screamed at her on the phone that she should stop pushing for anything? That could be, or it could be, yeah, she felt snubbed like women do. That could be it as well. Yeah, I do think, by the way, Trump, just while we're on I know you watch, so I know on the subject. I think Marjorie Trader Green, it just flows better than Marjorie Taylor Brown, green turns to brown under stress. I think if you're workshopping Trader Green, I think there's something to that. Nothing could beat Sleepy Joe. Yeah, I mean, it's like, bro, it's like Chris Nolan. His first movie was his best movie. I think when Trump did Sleepy Joe, he peaked. And no matter how good it comes after that, it's never going to be as, I think, well, actually, I got to be honest with you. And I take it back because I think Low Energy Jeb was pretty good too. And Lying Ted. He honestly had an era. He had an era. Lying Ted, Crooked Hillary. Honestly, he really did have a nicknames era that fucked our country. To be honest. To be honest, he was so good at nicknames, we got 10 years of disgrace. But that's what happens when you're good at one skill. Nicknames so good it destroyed the nation. Nicknames brought down the U.S. empire. Yeah, it's tough. Ron DeSanctimonious, it's all right. I think he's definitely fallen off on nicknames. Anyway, I'm sorry. She was way down in the polls in Georgia because I took away my endorsement and would have had no chance at winning. So she, just like everyone else, quit. Thomas Massey has turned out to be a failed politician and a real jerk. He thought it was really wonderful to vote no on everything, no matter how good, strong, or proper the legislation would be. Bro, you know what he majorly voted no on was the big, beautiful bill, which is why we're in $40 trillion of debt. You son of a bitch. What a team this would be. 3 losers and a pocket full of change. The only chance they have is to join the radical left Democrats and try breaking into the primary system. To all of them, I say, praise be to Allah. Dude, why has he been ending? I thought that was just for the Iran ones. He's been ending a lot of posts with this lately. Maybe he actually converted. Maybe he converted, dude. Atrioc, I know this is hard for you to hear, but your VOD channel is about to take a serious hit because I finally got a fucking job. I enjoy your content, have a great stream, and also got me into reading again. Hey, bro, appreciate it. I sincerely wish you quit that job and keep watching, but you got to do what you got to do, and I respect it. Thank you for your support over the past. To be honest, not that any of you fucks care about Chungus old Atrioc, but ever since I got rid of the fucking clip channels, like the bonus one, like the other ones, the VOD channel like doubled and then quadrupled in revenue. People started watching the old ones. Like they all fucking, the VOD channel went crazy. Phineas J got a fucking paycheck. He says it's the best summer they've ever had. So that's kind of hype. The summer of the VOD. You know what's also funny is as the VOD revenue went up, Phineas J started uploading more on time. Because he saw the dollar signs. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Suddenly, all of a sudden there's a little bit of an incentive. Suddenly he's fucking, I didn't even tell him to do that. He just started doing it more. Very interesting. Very fucking interesting. You ask him to get something. Capitalism at work. Lena Khan would break up the Atrioc Clips monopoly. I don't think Lena would do that to me. We're friends. She's been on the broadcast. Dude, it's fucking cool that I got to interview Lena Khan on this, not even LS, on here. I got to fucking call Lena Khan about Xbox. That's cool. That's cool, bro. I gotta fucking, that is cool. Any cool interviews coming up? We're going to New York to interview Steve Eisman as a follow. I'm going to press him on what he said in our last interview. I'm going to talk to him about the claims he made about the economy being okay. And we were doing a 6-month follow-up or something. I'm going to grill him a little bit. All three? All three. Depends on how many days I stay. I would love to see Squeaks when I'm there. I would love to. I might see him tomorrow. He's in town. I might see him tomorrow. But I'm doing a pool party tomorrow. I think they're filming D&D or something. So TBD. No, not a poo party. There's an L. Squeaks Chili's return stream. I mean, I would like to do Squeaks Chili's New York. That would be my dream. You know, because the thing is, I've tried the Chili's in LA, but what about the different flavors of the Chili's in New York? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's got their own, they do it a little different. You know what I mean? It's like expand your horizons. You go to different parts of the world, you try different Chili's to get the cultural experience, the flair, the local flair. Exactly. I actually had Chili's today. It was pretty damn good. Chili's is good, bro. I stand by it. I'm an honest to God Chili's chill. I wish they would give me a fucking sponsorship. I feel like you get a good value, good bang for your buck at Chili's. And also, I just like a nice booth sit-down restaurant. Okay? I like it. I like sitting down in a booth. I like ordering. It's a fucking classic, dude. Why would they sponsor you? You chill for free? You don't know that this is like the light amount of what I could chill. They gave me money. You don't understand what I could do. Chili's wouldn't have a down quarter for 10 years if they fucking Big A, is now an okay time to ask a genuine question? Bro, just ask it. I'll fucking set it up like this. My God, now there's all this pressure on you. Just ask it. Just fucking toss it in the chat. This is a live stream. It's a fucking open forum. It's a fucking open forum. It's a Socratic seminar. He already did. It was a paragraph. Oh my goodness. Well, now I feel like I have to. You actually baited me. Okay. I wanted to ask your thoughts on something. Mostly as a result of watching your content, I found that I am passionate about economics and considering going back to school to get a master's degree in econ. Do you have an insight for what kind of jobs exist for people who study economics in school? All I can think of is being a professor doing research. No. Listen, I don't want to answer your question with any type of suggestion because I don't know you well enough to make a good call on whether that's a good idea. I don't know. But I will tell you that a master's in econ has many career paths. Many, almost every finance career will take a master's in econ. Many business careers will take it. It's actually a pretty good all-around degree. It's a good degree. Econ, I mean, depends on the school and everything, but econ is just a great baseline understanding degree. So I would say that's fine. The problem is a master's is very expensive and time consuming, and you kind of have to know that you're going to enjoy it before you do it. Or I don't know about enjoy it, but like be willing to fucking stick it out and want to stay in that field. If you like get a master's and then don't work in that field, it's like an insane waste of opportunity cost, is what I'll tell you. Because you don't make any money, you spend money while doing it, you get more debt, and then when you graduate, the premium for a master's versus a regular degree is not insanely high except for a few fields. So you'd have to like really be wanting to do it. Is the honest answer. And honestly, some of it depends on the school. Because a lot of fucking America and job hunting is brand names. Brand names matter. The fucking brand name of the job, the brand name of the fucking school, it matters. It helps. It just vibes. That's why my name is Brandon. As a shortcut on the resume. Reading any good fiction lately? No, not really. I haven't been really a fiction reader. I mean, I read Trump's True Social. Hey, yo! No, but I've been reading nonfiction. But it like, dude, Disney War reads like fiction. I swear to God. Plus, I read the full Harry Potter series every night. You should read Red Rising. We come full circle. We've come full circle. I'm getting ready to stay for 2 months in Thailand on a rotation. What's your advice for me? I don't know. Have a good time, bro. It's 2 months. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. You only YOLO once. I read How to Get Rich and Filthy Rich and Rising Agent. It was a good rec. It's a great rec, right? Did you tear up a little bit? Did you feel something, some type of way? Did it make you think about how short life is? And how everything we chase after and stress over ends up not really mattering that much, and the little things do matter, and the human relationships matter? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Hey, Atrioc, what career should I choose? Currently, my only skills are watching Twitch and drinking beer. Those are two hotly in-demand skills right now, Lotus TV. You have kind of your pick of the litter when it comes to jobs. Professional chatter obviously is a big one. I would say Reddit moderator is a big one. You could be a member of Congress. You could be president of the United States. Yep. You could be. These are all things that you have. You could be the head of the FBI. Yeah, actually, yeah. If you just change Twitch for hockey, you could be the head of the FBI. You would be 1-to-1. You could never be a streamer, though. It's too difficult. That's right. Big A, you're the one leaking GTA 6. Just want to confirm? You caught me. I decided I would hack into Rockstar and leak GTA 6 as punishment for taking so long to release the game. That's right. I did it. And you know what I did? Is I went to Claude and I said, hack Rockstar, make no mistakes. And then it just gave me all the files. So can you even blame me for this? It just wasn't that hard. It was really in front of our faces the whole time. Bro, what is the Star Citizen thing? Should I watch the Charlie video? I actually don't know about it, and like maybe I need to be culturally literate. We should watch our first YouTube video on YouTube Video Watching Day. MoistCr1tikal. Watch the first half. That is the kind of wave for a good Charlie video watch. Is you watch the first half where he explains it, and then kind of skip the last half where he repeats it to hit the fucking mark.
Of being complete.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Remember that whole Bloody Mary thing from back in the day? Spin around in front of your bathroom mirror 3 times, saying her name, and she'll appear and steal your soul or something. That was never real, but what is real is if you stand up and spin around 3 times in front of your computer screen saying Star Citizen's name, it'll appear and steal your money. Even just invoking its name probably sent people...
He said Israel? You think he's a Mossad agent? Is Moist Critical a Mossad agent? That is my think piece that I'm starting right now. It's all connected.
Into a sweaty, frenzied panic. Over 14 years in development and over $1 billion in crowdfunding, by the way, and it's still not complete, nor is it.
Wait, say that again?
In 14 years in development and over $1 billion.
No fucking way. Wait, are you serious? Star Citizen $1 billion? No fucking way. $1 billion in crowdfunding? Wow. Who the fuck is still donating to this? It's been 14 years. Wow, that's great. That is crazy. I mean, I guess the bar is so low for like a disaffected man with some excess cash. Like this is horrible to spend your money on, but I guess it's better than crypto or gambling or crypto gambling or Kalshi. Like, I guess it's better, but that's not, it's better than doing meth. It's better than buying kratom at the gas station. So by those measures, I guess this is fine, but it's crazy to give them more money after 14 years. That is like me donating every month to the Winds of Winter Writing Fund. It's like, at some point I gotta cut my fucking losses, bro. What am I doing? He doesn't need the money and he's not motivated by it. He's not gonna finish.
Dollars in crowdfunding, by the way, and it's still not complete, nor is it even close to tinkering around with the notion of being complete. And it's still a broken mess. This is a game that I still loosely pay attention to, keep my finger on the pulse of, because it is just a fast.
Wait, somebody said that 1 billion number makes me ashamed to be a gamer. What are you guys doing? Bro, this is bad, don't get me wrong, but if that's what makes you ashamed to be a gamer, bro, they do like $1 billion a month in Monopoly Go, bro. Look at what gacha games make, dude. Are you kidding me? This is still small potatoes compared to look at what Candy Crush makes on the fucking daily.
Fascinating environment, because it has these ups and downs where it ebbs and flows, where the community is sometimes very happy with like an update that gets rolled out, then another update comes out and it completely ruins everything, where it's an unplayable, irredeemable mess that is just rife with greed. There are just so many like very scummy practices Star Citizen gets away with, and it is just a wild ride every time I tune in to the latest happenings in this.
Wait, can I see? What is the budget? So GTA 6's total development and marketing budget is about 1.5 billion. Well, I went to 1.5 and 2. So this has a GTA 6 level budget since they haven't spent on marketing. And yet, after 14 years,
opera. And today I saw Kira uploaded a video.
But it's funny, is GTA 6 going to release before Star Citizen? But you know what the lesson is? They just need that little bit of extra money. The reason GTA 6 released is because they got 1.5 to 2 billion. And the reason this is not done is because they only got 1. So if we all just dig into our pockets, open up our hearts, and give another half to 1 full billion to get them over the hump, Star Citizen will finish and be good.
Called Star Citizen's Disaster livestream. And this has to be up there with one of the wackiest moments I've seen from Star Citizen's development hell.
Context, they've just played in...
Wait. Before I pull this is their funding goals. Funds raised, a little over $1 billion, okay? 6.6 million Star Citizens. Wow, dude. The goal started in 2012 for $2 million. Dude, it's kind of crazy to leave this up. It's like a mark of your failure. It's been 14 years, bro. That's crazy. You could just scroll and scroll. 40 million, 45 million. This is so funny. At this point, they're adding $1 million to add like one little mysterious trinket. That is crazy. 65 million, and it freezes? Wait, this is like Trump's Truth Social. I can't scroll without hitting a fucking wall. Wow, really? This just stops? That's crazy.
An unscripted version, like an unscripted playthrough of a mission in the game for an hour and a half, roughly. It's been really bad. It's broken. It doesn't work. They're really passively, aggressively interacting with each other because of how broken it is and how frustrating it is. And this is how they end the stream. They've just wiped and just watch.
Yeah, we have to respawn and go back, right?
The awkward.
We might well be locked out here now on this build. Wait, well.
At this point, we're at time, guys.
Yeah. Oh, right, fair enough. We lost.
Wow. So, we're at time. It's your show. Wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys.
Those words are like venom leaving his mouth. Big Boss comes in. It's your show. Wrap it up. That's like the slogan to Star Citizen, to be honest. That basically puts a whole bow on the entire project here. $1 billion, 14 years in this developmental hellscape. I was in high school when this started, by the way. Like, holy shit. And then on stream in front of everyone, hitting him with that mic drop, throwing him under the bus, putting him on the spot to, like, really awkwardly send it out after this complete disaster. It feels like everybody at the company hates each other. That's what it seems like. Like you're just working with your worst enemies.
Why would they hate each other? It's crazy. They got $1 billion and they have no timeline. They're living the dream. They're like, honestly, the 10 years of 2XKO developers. I'm going to be real. They got the greatest deal of all time from Riot. They got 10 years to make their dream fighting game that flopped upon release.
It's a nearly 2-hour montage of bugs that completely halt progression and them just getting frustrated at each other's throats. Like, it is more somber than a funeral. This is like a 2-hour humiliation ritual, and it feels like it's the first time any of them have ever even played the game. And it is, like, I can't express enough. It is buggier than fucking Ride the Hell Red.
You know what's crazy is, like, if they ever actually released it or said it was done, people would be maybe even angrier, and also the gravy train would end. So they kind of they have an incentive to never stop working on it. They have incentive to keep this going forever and ever as long as they can. It's like a show that is like long since stopped being good, but there's still enough viewers to keep it going, so they just keep farting on episodes. And
attribution, and it is felt throughout the entirety of it. They keep getting more and more hostile to one another and keeps building to this crescendo of like toxicity amongst them, all of it just unfolding live here. And keep in mind, this is supposed to be a showcase of what it looks like with the makeup on. Like, this is optimal settings for them. This is like supposed to be, this is what it can reach, this is what it can look like.
Yeah, I don't understand why they even chose to do this. What does Star Citizen get out of, like, you know, your whole thing is like the mask of of hiding and only showing potential and showing like very, very tightly controlled snippet. Like, doing a live stream is the dumbest idea you could do.
Like, when we're done polishing it, getting it fixed, this is what it looks like, and then bang, it can't even work under the most ideal of circumstances for their own live stream to promote it. It's fucking wild. And I can't express enough just how much they seem to hate each other.
I'll play it for you.
So,
Twitch chat, I'm going to ask you a question. How...
Whoa! Chris Roberts, the creator of Star Citizen, bought a $4.7 million home in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood of Los Angeles. Okay, now that's a good use of your funds. Living large in LA. Wait a minute, I wanna upgrade. Why don't I launch a space game? Wonder what his salary is? Good question. Good question. I met a fan who has spent $30,000 on Star Citizen. This is an article from 2015. Some guy spent, this is a PC Gamer article from 2015. So he spent 30 racks 11 years ago. Oh, brother. That was when they had total raised 94 million. And they launched studios in LA, Austin, Manchester, and Frankfurt. They had studios all over the world. What the fuck? This game is such a grift. Wow, in a way that I knew it wasn't out. I knew it was like, but this is like so obviously a grift. That's crazy. Wow, really. Okay.
Obviously, this is in PTU. You guys can play this, you know. What's your...
Wait, here's a clip I want to watch. $1 billion. What are you guys doing? You guys are a scam. Let's see what this says.
We're the big thing, and the other downside is we're the big thing, and so everyone's like, oh, you know, $1 billion, where are you? What are you doing? And, you know, like, you haven't finished yet. You guys are a scam. You're idiots, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's like, no, we're just trying to make the best game we possibly can, you know.
That wasn't that convincing, bro. You were more convincing when you were saying how it's a scam. And also, dude, look at his eyes. Wait, this is crazy.
Blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's like...
He like looks down. Bro is like lying. You can't even keep eye contact. That's crazy.
Your average time that you get through this, and what's your experience? We were talking before how long it's going to take us with our impeccable skill, as you've all seen.
Ollie, you've just fully opened up to them being like, oh, can't time it because it don't fucking work.
Well, you can
we
time
know it doesn't, we're working on it, but they're going to say it, you know they are.
Twitch chat isn't going to hurt you, Elliot. It's okay. You'll be fine. Relax. We are just here to discuss and enjoy and share development.
What's this
That's
fucking
what we're here
font?
for.
Knight Rider's going to have his work cut out for him.
Oh, I'm done.
That is such a weird response to that. He's trying to like engage with the community while all this is going on, and then having another developer dogpile on top of him like he's trying to recover a fumble. Like what was the goal there? Like he's trying to like ask questions and like talk with chat and be like somewhat useful, and then one of the other devs he's playing with is basically just biting his head off for it and like fighting him on it. And this bickering is happening constantly. Like it's a lot of team killing, a lot of like passive aggressive snide remarks. It's so weird because this isn't like, you know,
I mean, that's just gamers gaming. I don't care if they had like a bad live stream. Like, I don't care if a bunch of game devs weren't like good on camera for a live stream. I think it's crazy they took $1 billion. It's been 14 years. They go live. The game looks buggy as shit, and they show that's like that's crazy.
CCTV footage here that got leaked. This was a planned stream. Did they not think that maybe they should be friends first and have some kind of chemistry, or even at the very least enjoy each other's company before publicly putting themselves out there with this product that also didn't work at all, by the way? But it's made it even worse having to watch and listen to all of this arguing and hostility between them. Like, it made me so uncomfortable just going through the lowlights here of this stream. It felt like I was at my friend's house watching his parents fight in front of me.
This guy has convinced them to all that they've done here, bear in mind, is show the game as it currently works on an internal dev build in the most perfect scenario possible. And the game is so broken still under the most ideal circumstances that everyone is pissed that this guy has convinced them to show the world how broken the game is.
That is funny. Man, that is funny. Because one guy on the team was like, dude, we should do a live stream and show off the game. And then everybody's pissed because it just it just reveals the extent of their fraud. It like makes it public.
It cannot be overstated just how outrageous it is that even under the most ideal of circumstances here, this is fucking Ultra Instinct mode build for Star Citizen, this is still how functional it is. And that's what they're showing. This
You think Superman 64 was a bigger disappointment than Starfield? Superman 64 was a bad game, but I bet the budget was nothing. And you know what? As a kid, before Twitch and YouTube and forums, and I played Superman 64 and I thought, oh, that's fine. Like, I didn't know how bad it was until late. I mean, it was bad actually, because I remember wondering why 90% of the game was flying through rings. But we didn't have a lot of options back then. N64 got like 2 games a year, bro. I would go to Blockbuster and rent Superman. The Superman 64 budget was between $100,000 and $1 million. Okay. So adjusted for inflation, about $2 million. So not quite a billion. Not quite a billion.
was an unscripted playthrough of it as it currently is under the best possible conditions you could manufacture, and it was unplayable garbage. And now the guy who proposed it here is getting completely spanked by not only his peers but also the higher ups there at the food chain, who are all very upset that this is how this has now happened.
How many get to works could you have made with Star Citizen Time money? Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. What was the budget on? We released all our numbers. I don't remember the exact on top of my head, but we released all our numbers for Get to Work. What I put in, what Isto put in, what the whole budget was, what we made. I believe Get to Work, if I'm doing the math right, was $4.7 billion. But we made a few million, so it was more the love of the game. I put in $4.5 billion of gold money, and then $3 million from off-brand that we yoinked. Yoink. Yeah, I think all in, Get to Work was maybe like $250K, $300K, in that range. Something like that. Maybe a little less. And, you know, made quite a bit. So I think we made $1 million in profit, something like that. Yeah, I think it was 300K CAD. Yeah, something like that. Around 250 American, 300K CAD, something like that, and made like $1 million. How much advice did you pay Isto to give me his cut? Yeah, so I gave Isto knowledge and exposure as his pay. So if anything, he made it like a bandit. I did keep the cash to myself, but that's because like the cash is kind of a burden at that point. Cash kind of slows you down, but knowledge lasts forever. Plus, I did code the whole game, so. Didn't even buy him a hot dog. He probably would have gambled it away. So based on that, right? We could have made quite a few. Sorry, I'm responding. If people bought it this way and they're stupid, they were buying. What's this game? Listen. I get. Why do people buy this? What? I don't. Explain it to me. What is the vision for Star Citizen that is so beautiful? I guess I can understand if you're someone who really wants an immersive space game or something. Maybe it's like it's worth kickstarting. But once it's been this long, I don't know how you still donate.
Live in front of their whole community.
Yes.
I want to reiterate something we said at the beginning of the show. We are keenly aware of the instancing technology performance-related problems on the PTU right now. We see it.
The PTU being the public test realm, basically.
It's why the content was delayed from its original July release to August. It's why it's still not out. We're very, very aware, as you are, as we are, everybody.
Do you know what happened recently? Have you seen anybody here a TFT player? The Riot Games, they like recreated all of TFT in Unreal Engine for the next patch, and they released it on the PBE, the beta branch, and it's so buggy they had to delay the release. It's supposed to release like 2 weeks ago, and they delayed it because it's just broken. Like everything is fucked up. And I heard from people within Riot that they're like freaking out, like a little bit panicking. That's what I heard. I heard from some Rioters, bro, that they're like freaking out because this whole thing is like not ready for release and it's gonna have a lot of bugs. Wait, if a person is into space, ships, trade, crafting, etc., EVE Online. Oh, you're just saying EVE Online. Yeah, EVE Online's done pretty well. The only problem with EVE Online is if it's the type of game you enjoy, you're like saying goodbye to real life. It's like EVE Online is almost too good for a certain type of person, and then they're just lost and they become one with the space and Excel spreadsheets and a certain type of. I like EVE Online for the stories, but I don't want to play it. I want to read about it. I want to be an EVE Online war journalist.
Are to have a live stream today where we just show what we're already very aware and you're seeing the same thing you can see on any number of Twitch streams doesn't really serve much purpose. What we decided to do today is show you the intended design, show you the intended purpose, show you the goal, show you how it's supposed to work once the issues with instancing are resolved. We thought that was a much more valuable use of our time.
So this live stream was showing you how it's supposed to work.
And man, did they ever show us how it was supposed to work. A glorious demonstration. Greener pastures right around the corner. It's so close. And in classic Star Citizen fashion, it's coming. No doubt about it. And when it's there, it's going to be perfect. $1 billion, baby. Worth every penny. So he goes on to elaborate that in context, he believes they were referring to like the ability to even play it in the first place, to like get into the mission based on like the comments and stuff. But I think what they really wanted to show is how it can look under optimal conditions, like once it's fully fixed. But even under optimal conditions, it is nowhere near being playable. And it's already been like delayed, apparently. Which is, again, classic Star Citizen. It's just such...
Okay, I get it. I think that's the main idea, right? We get the main idea. This is bad. I mean, I fucking agree. This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I just don't know why people fucking keep sending them money. But I guess for some people, the fucking dream is worth it. 1 USD is 1K in-game currency. Okay. 1 USD is 1K in-game currency. So people buy ships. Does this count as crowdfunding? So what? This is $28, $68, $75, $1,000. Okay. Wow, these are fucking expensive. Is this $37,000? Yeah, wait, what? Wait, are you telling me the A2 Starlifter costs $37,000? A2 Starlifter, Star Citizen. I mean, I'll be honest with you. And I'm going to be honest. Kind of a nice ship. I mean, if I'm going to be flying around Star Citizen, I want to fly around in style, bro. It's a bargain. Look at that thing. Yeah, bro, kind of wicked. It's all the whales donating. Damn, you got to be a whale, though. To drop 37 flying A2 Starlifter. Is that the most expensive ship? So, oh, okay. Send them up. Okay. It's just crazy because, right, like, it's just funny. You said there's a shit that costs 100K. It's like just a different Blender model. They just make a slightly different ship model, and like this one's the special one, and then you spend $100,000. That's so fucking beast. It's like CS:GO knives, yeah. Just a different pattern, I guess. It's about flexing. I guess what they've built is a world where people want to flex on poor people. That's a human condition, bro. No matter where you go, they want to flex. They created a flexing sandbox. I mean, this looks all right, right? I guess is the problem that there's nothing to do. It's just an empty game with no gameplay. Is that the fucking problem? It doesn't seem particularly polished, right? Like, this is definitely not... There's gameplay is just buggy as fuck. Okay. I mean, it does have this, though. It's got a fucking landing bay. Come on now. You said 37K is a steal, bro. I'm going to buy one right now. They wipe the servers and anything you don't spend real money on goes away? I mean, what does that mean? Like, if you grinded up in-game currency to buy something, it would get wiped? Damn, it is jittery. Wait, that's horrible. Is there 2 landing bays? You're telling me it's not worth it and there's 2 landing bays? Now you get it. Holy. Let's see this baby in action, bro. Holy. Whoa, Nelly. You know what? Let's all agree to give him 8 more years. After seeing this, I think they get 8 more years before I start to get pissed, okay? 8 more years, 2 more billion. But that's it, Star Citizen. Okay? After 2 billion more in 8 more years, if you're not done, I'm going to write a strongly worded Reddit thread about it. You're suspicious. I mean, I guess I get it more after seeing this. Like, there's people who just really love this shit. And even an unfinished game is such a dream to them. And they want... I get it. I think a lot of people are spending their engineer salaries on this game. I know some dudes I work with at NVIDIA that probably fucking dumped a fat stack of cash into this. It's either fursuits or this. Yo, that is so accurate. It's either for everyone's got something, bro. Boomers used to buy classic cars and fix them up. Now, people get a little bit of money and they dump it into fursuits or Star Citizen. That's the way she goes. CS2 skins, model trains, Pokemon cards. Hey man, long time farter, first time shitter. Happy to be here. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for your wonderful chat message. Don't say facts for that. It certainly wasn't facts. Listen, we don't have to fucking make a big deal out of it, but it's certainly not worth celebrating. That's for sure. Best tweets, 2 out of 10? Tweets so bad the lawyers get called? Love to see that, bro. Love to see that. Hey, okay. Wait. It is fucking Saturday after all. We did watch one video by Charlie, and we did learn something. I did actually learn a lot about Star Citizen. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on interesting videos we can watch. It is Saturday, and I want to watch a fucking damn video. If you have... Oh, Salmonella. Let's watch Salmonella. Without further ado, we'll watch the new Salmonella. It's been fucking a decade since his last one. Oh, it's been a year, actually. It's been 1 year. And we're going to watch it.
Hello, the new version of my short story collection,
And he made a book. Also, if you want to check that out.
Still Lost, is coming out September 1st, and I'm going on a small tour to promote it, so if you live near one of these places, come hang out. It's free. Links in the description. Anyway, on to the video.
Cool.
Hey, seniors. It's finally happened. I've actually followed up on a promise for a sequel. Welcome back to Pliny Explains It All, the Historia Naturalis Abridged. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the first one. Today, we'll be taking a look
Well, here's the fucking problem, Salmonella, is that we did watch the first one, but I don't really remember. I don't really remember. Like, so I can't rewatch it because I've already seen it, but it has been a minute. I think what I remember is that he wrote a book explaining all the natural phenomena of the world, and it was all pretty, I mean, it was obviously wrong, but it's interesting. I remember him saying something like, lightning, obviously. What did he say about lightning? He just said some matter-of-fact shit about, like, lightning comes from this. And he was a messy bitch. It comes from Jupiter, yeah. Lightning comes from Jupiter, and that's just the way it is. And he just made it up.
Book 7, titled Man, His Birth, His Organization, and the Invention of the Arts. Now, you may be saying, Sam, we left off on Book 2, so what the hell happened to 3 through 6? Well, I read them. Boy, howdy did I read them. Let me give you just a general idea of their contents.
Okay.
I want you to imagine a map in front of you. It's a map of the world containing every nation, every region, every city and town,
Okay.
every mountain, sea, lake, and river known to man, each with their locations and borders precisely marked in relation to one another.
Okay.
Now, imagine you get a call from a cartographer who wants to make a reconstruction of your map. So you're like, all right, I will send it to you like a normal person. He goes, nah, let's just do it over the phone. Write down the next 100,000 words out of your mouth, and you've got a decent approximation of books 3 through 6. Pliny even goes out of his way in the intro to say, right, I'm just gonna be naming places. Everything even remotely interesting about them, I'm saving for later. So believe you me, I am doing us both a favor by skipping ahead.
He just described a map for 3 books. I think that's so sick. That is so sick.
But on the other hand,
Type of shit people did before TikTok. True. Dude, back when we had fucking real care.
and book 7 was fascinating. Just like last time, I'll be taking you through in the exact, gloriously scatterbrained order it was written in. We're keeping the same format as well, with the original text up here and my own amateur evaluation in the form of chess.com analysis icons here. I should add the disclaimer that Pliny makes a lot of very specific historical claims in this book, which, unfortunately, he's kind of one of the only sources we have for this time period, so with certain events he describes, if it's entirely plausible that it maybe happened, it gets the book move icon, otherwise we'll dip into these guys.
Okay.
With that, let us begin.
It is cool. I do hope that, like, after World War III, everything is destroyed except for big eclipse, so that it becomes the only living record of these times. I think that would be fucking awesome. I think if people in 800 to 1,000 years have to look back and they only have big eclipses as sources, future historians will see your Twitch chats pop up. Yeah, exactly. For some reason, the people really loved gold back then. They loved gold and hot dogs. It was a common parlance of the time. People must call each other glizzy for no reason.
Alright, so now that I've described the entire Earth, let's move on to all those little things moving around on it. The most important of which is, of course, man. With everything she's created for us, nature is like a mother to humanity. Sometimes a good mother, other times, kind of a bitch. First off, every other living thing starts out with some level of protection from the elements. Shells, furs, feathers, scales, hides, bark.
True.
Not humans. We arrive naked and cold and screaming and pathetic. But despite living through such embarrassment, some babies later go on to become narcissists. They might not remember where they came from, but I do. Most animals are born with instinctive knowledge of how to navigate the world, be that through walking, or flight, or swimming. Meanwhile, a baby doesn't know shit. Literally, all it can do is weep. For this reason, many people believe they'd be better off not being born at all, or, barring that, being annihilated at the first possible moment. But man is unique among the animals in all kinds of ways. He's the only one to experience ambition, and greed, and grief, and superstition, and he's the only one who cares about what happens after he dies. Also, while an animal's problems are generally caused by other species, most of a human's problems come from other humans. And man, are there a lot of other humans. The Earth is covered with all kinds of different nations, each with their own languages and customs. For example, there are many tribes that eat human flesh. Now, before you judge, you should remember that there used to be people who did the exact same thing right here in Italy, those being, of course, the Cyclopes. And anyway, just across the Alps, there are still people doing human sacrifices, which is basically the same thing as cannibalism. But let's take a look at just a few of the world's myriad peoples. Up north dwell the Arimaspi, a one-eyed race who constantly wage war with the
Oh, he was just making shit up, huh? It's so funny to be like, wow, we are truly in an enlightened age. But there's still some barbaric people out there. Anyway, up north is the Cyclops.
in order to steal their hoards of gold. In the valley of Mount Imhaus live the Abarimon, a savage people whose feet are on backwards. They're capable of running at incredible speeds, but if you take them out of their home valley, they'll suffocate, which is why few people have ever seen them. But if you think that's crazy, wait till you hear about this. Over in Albania, there are men with green...
You could just do that back then. You could just make that shit up and no one could ever check and no one would know. And what's funny is, it's from his POV, it's extra funny because I guess he believed it. And I guess just someone tells you that and you believe it. It's wild. Nothing you've ever seen in your life would give you any credence to this story. And yet you just, that's a fact.
Green eyes and white hair their whole lives, and also they see better at night than during the day. Along the great...
No, I agree with you. I'm saying he believed these were facts. He wasn't making it up. That makes it funnier because, like, why? Some dude just told you this and you were like, well, that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Certes,
Fact.
there used to be a tribe called the Scilli. Their bodies produced a substance that was poisonous to snakes. It was thus a custom of theirs to put a bunch of snakes next to their newborns. If the snakes weren't repelled, they knew the kid was a product of adultery. Among the Tribali and Illyrii, there are enchanters with 2 pupils in each eye that can literally kill you with a mean look. Plenty of other people are known to have magical body parts like this. For example, King Pyrrhus could cure diseases of the spleen simply by touching the patient with the big toe of his right foot. When they cremated him, said big toe was not consumed by the flames, so they put it in a little box for safekeeping. On certain mountains, there are men with the heads of dogs who bark instead of speaking, and they use their dog claws to catch and eat birds for some reason. There's also the Monocoli, a one-legged race who, as you might expect, are really good at hopping. Near the mouth of the Ganges live the Astomi, a hairy people with no mouths at all. Instead of eating or drinking, they subsist in...
You gotta think while writing this down, man, it's pretty crazy that every single place in the world except for here, people have these crazy, mythical, and thanks for the raid, features, but nowhere that I can see in my own eyes or life.
Entirely on smells,
Thank you for the
carrying
raid.
scented roots or flowers with them wherever they go. And if they take a whiff of something too pungent...
Shendix fans, we're watching Salmonella's new video on Pliny the Elder. He existed what years? He existed 23 to 79. Damn. It is cool to be born in 23. That's kind of beast. To just be, 23 was a good year. And he wrote about the world around him, and this guy is checking his facts to see whether his analysis of the time adds up. You were like an encyclopedia, basically, of the year fucking 50.
They just straight up die. Beyond the Astomi are the Pygmies, who are a mere 27 inches tall. These people wage war with the Cranes, which you'd feel threatened to if you were yay big. Every spring, they descend on goatback to the seashore, where they smash the Cranes' eggs and young to prevent them from multiplying.
Right.
The lifespans of different races can vary significantly. Remember that place in India I talked about earlier, the one where there aren't any shadows ever? Well, the people there are 8 feet tall and live to be 130. And even then, they still look middle-aged when they die. But that's not the longest on record. There's a tribe called the Pandore who live to be 200. These guys are actually born with white hair that turns black when they get old. On the other side of lifespan...
He invented Benjamin Button in the year 50? That is crazy. Plagiarized?
And some races never make it past 40, some bang animals to make human-animal hybrids, and among the Kalinga of India, the women conceive at age 5 and die at age 8. So as we've already seen, the marvels of nature are many and varied. Let's now turn from interesting groups to interesting individuals, starting with some facts about birth. It's fairly common to give birth to up to 3 children at once. Any more than that is usually an omen of some kind. Except in Egypt, that's just normal there. They got something in the water. During the reign of Augustus, a woman named Fausta gave birth to 2 boys and 2 girls at once, which was no doubt a warning.
Even if he thought these are facts, you have to know that he's making some of it up. Like, even... There's no way he heard all of this. Like, you, as you're writing it down, you have to kind of just be like embellishing.
Sign of the famine that happened right after. As for the most babies had in one sitting, the current record is 7, which was, of course, set in Egypt. Occasionally, people are born belonging to both sexes at once. We call them hermaphrodites. They were formerly looked upon as monsters, but at the present day, they are employed for sensual purposes. Now and then, people are even born belonging to multiple species. Claudius Caesar wrote that one time in Thessaly, a centaur was born and then immediately died. I even saw one of them myself, brought up from Egypt and preserved in a big thing of honey. Anyway, human...
Wait, what?
I even saw one...
I saw a centaur myself? It was preserved in honey?
One of them
So
myself,
it's
brought
real.
up from Egypt and preserved in a big thing of honey. Anyway, human birthing habits are unusual among the animals. While most other creatures only reproduce during set seasons, humans do it year-round. A successful pregnancy typically lasts 7 to 11 months. Any earlier, and sorry, kid's not gonna make it. A woman once claimed to carry a kid for 13 months, but it was during a weird inheritance lawsuit, and I don't know, I smell shenanigans. So the health of an unborn child is dependent on the lifestyle of the mother. For example, if she eats too much salted meat, the child will be born with no fingernails. Also, if she yawns during labor, she will die. And if she sneezes right after sex, instant abortion. Babies normally emerge head first. Those who come out feet first we call agrippe, and they all grow up to be troublemakers. You know that piece of shit Nero? Not only did he slither out feet first, but his mom's name? Agrippina. On the other hand, babies that have to be cut out of their mom tend to be upstanding gentlemen. Scipio Africanus was one, as well as a certain Caesarean fellow. It's well known that children inherit certain traits from their parents, such as facial features, birthmarks, moles, and scars. Sometimes these traits even skip generations. That's what happened with the Byzantine woman who had an affair with an Ethiopian man. Though her daughter shared her complexion, her grandson came out the same color as his granddad. He then became a famous wrestler. A child's facial features are strongly influenced by the minds and imaginations of the parents. This is why humans, with their powers of intellect, look all kinds of different ways, whereas, say, a lion is dumb and therefore looks like any lion. Sometimes people look just like other people, even when they're not related. This was the case with
It'd just be so funny to be in this time. It's the year fucking 54. It's the year 67. And you're in an argument with your wife about something, and you're like, well, let's pull out Pliny the Elder's encyclopedia. See? You can't sneeze during sex, or it'll be an instant abortion. It's a fact. It's in the encyclopedia.
Slave boys of remarkable beauty purchased by Mark Antony. He bought them under the impression that they were twins, only to then hear them speak wildly different languages. Needless to say, he was pissed. He went back to the slave dealer like, what the hell, dude, you charged me twin prices for two completely unrelated boys. But the slave dealer was clever. He replied, listen, pal, of course a pair of twins would look like each other, nothing special about that. These boys came from 2 different continents, which is way more remarkable. So really, you got a good deal here. I could have charged you miracle prices. Mark Antony was like, huh, you know, when you put it that way, I guess this is cooler, thanks. Anyway, men are capable of making children their whole lives. Just look at King Massinissa. He had a son when he was 86. Meanwhile, women can't bear children past 50, and their monthly discharge tends to stop at around the age of 40. Fun fact, of all living things, female humans are the only ones to go through menses, and what incredible effects it has. For starters, the very presence of a woman on her period will cause must to go sour, seeds to go sterile, and plants to wither away. What's more, her gaze will dim the brightness of mirrors, blunt the edge of steel, and cause brass and iron to rust. And if she looks at a swarm of bees, they will immediately die. Also, one taste of the fallen goo will give a dog rabies. For most women, menses occurs every 30 days, with a really big one every 3 months. However, in some individuals, it never happens. These women are incapable of bearing children, and that's because said fallen goo is what babies are made out of. Hey, let's talk about teeth. Normal infants get their first teeth at the 7th month of life. On the 7th year, these fall out and new teeth take their place. Occasionally, a baby is born with its teeth already erupted. If it's male, great sign. That's how Manius Curius Dentatus got his last name, and he grew up to be a distinguished statesman. If it's female, terrible omen of things to come. A girl named Valeria was born with a full set, and the soothsayers were like, yeah, that means the city's gonna be destroyed. Out of fear, her family then sent her out to the flourishing city of Suessa Pompetia, which was razed to the ground by war. Shortly after. Some people are even born with one continuous bone where their teeth should be, which isn't a sign of anything in particular. All men have at least 32 teeth, except in Spain. Women, meanwhile, have fewer. How many fewer? Can't say. Human beings grow to a variety
That's so funny. That is rigorous scholarship of the time. We can't possibly find a woman then count. There's just no way to know.
of heights. It's observed that men are getting shorter over time, with sons rarely growing taller than their fathers. This is no doubt a sign of the firestorm set to consume the world any day now. Homer had the same complaint 1,000 years ago, which makes you wonder how tall people must have been back then. After an earthquake in Crete, an upright body was exposed measuring 46 cubits in height. This was commonly thought to be the corpse of Orion. The tallest guy in modern times was a man named Gabarus, who was 9'9". On the flip side was a man named Canopus. He was a mere 2 feet and a palm in height, and was kept as
9'9"
a
in the
pet by
NBA. Can you
Augustus's
imagine,
granddaughter.
dude?
Also noteworthy was the
Looking down on
3-year-old who hit
Wemby?
puberty, growing to 3 cubits and speaking like a grown man. He died of a seizure the following year.
Get
Men
on
are
the
generally
Lakers,
heavier
bro.
than women, and the bodies of all animals get heavier when they die or go to sleep. Some men are born with solid bones, devoid of marrow. They can be identified by the
Dude,
fact
why even make that up? That's so testable. You fall asleep and you get heavier, you die and you get heavy. You could literally test that in your time.
that they never sweat and never get thirsty. Also, Big Well doesn't want you to know this, but you can just stop drinking water forever if you set your mind to it. There was once a noble named Julius Viator who got dropsy in his youth. His physicians told him that the cure for fluid buildup in the body is natural.
That's such a dumb thing to make up. Because he lived to be, what, fucking 70 or something. So he drank a lot of water and yet decided that it was just a skill issue and he was weak for that.
To stop putting fluids in your body. By the time he got better, Julius was so used to not drinking that he just kept going. Let's take a look at some other instances of remarkable human abilities. To begin with, history has no shortage of strong men. There was a guy who killed a man with a single finger, another who won a one-handed tug-of-war with a carriage, and let's not forget Fusius, nicknamed the Bumpkin Hercules, who had a habit of carrying his own mule around, just, because. I
Beast.
personally once saw a dude with 500 pounds on his chest and another 500 on his feet walk across the stage. Real shit, it was crazy. How about agility? If I asked you to name the greatest runner, you might say Philippides of marathon fame. Let me tell you, that's nothing. One of Alexander's couriers once ran 150 miles in a
Dude, it would have been so beat. I wish I was I was born too early for this. I was already an old man by the time it happened. But if I had been a young man in this time, it'd have been so beast to just fucking write shit down just to make it up. It would have been so awesome. You might be in this book. Oh, I'm in this book, bro.
single day. And there's some freaks at the circus who can manage 160. Hell, even an 8-year-old once ran 75 miles from dawn to dusk. Some men are blessed with acuteness of sight. Cicero informs us that the Iliad of Homer was written on a piece of parchment so small as to be enclosed in a nutshell. You know, Homer, famous for his good eyes. Also, during the Punic Wars, there was a man named Strabo who would sit at the tip of Sicily to keep watch on Carthage, around 90 miles away. He'd be like, oh, they're coming. I'm seeing 15 galleys in a canoe. Meanwhile, we have...
I mean, that could be real. That guy could just be a genius and said, yeah, I have great eyesight. Give me this job. And he had the easiest job in the war. That was probably the greatest grift. I mean, it's like, dude, back then, there were people, even later than this, like in the Middle Ages, way later, people would be alchemists in royal court. And yet alchemy is not possible. But they would do it for years and years, and would always be like, I'm working on it. They would just get paid. They would have no real responsibilities, and they would get money from the king. And all they would do is like, yeah, it's Star Citizen of the time. Dude, Star Citizen's been around forever. They just figured out a way to get paid to do nothing. And just keep saying it's coming. They had the winds of winter of their day.
One example of good hearing on record. On the day the city of Sybaris was destroyed, there was a person in Olympia who was like, guys, I think Sybaris is getting mogged. Others have an unusually high tolerance for pain.
Ow.
A man named Anaxarchus was once tortured in order to extract information from him. In response, he chewed off his own tongue and spat it at the torturer, thus ensuring he wouldn't say anything useful at all.
Holy
Still
Giga
others
Chad.
have exceptional memories. King Cyrus knew all of his soldiers by name, and one Al Scipio could name every Roman. Period. The act of memorization has actually been made into an art form by certain lyric poets, such that with practice they could remember any arbitrary sequence of words. But memory is a delicate thing, being damaged by disease, injuries, and even fear. One time a guy got hit with a rock and forgot the alphabet. Another guy fell off a roof and forgot who his mom was. Since we're on the subject, let's take a look at some of the greatest minds to ever live. The award for vigor of mind goes to Julius Caesar. He could dictate 7 letters at the same time somehow, and he fought in 50 battles, which is a record. Between all of them, Caesar is responsible for the death of 1,192,000 men. Some might glorify him for this, but actually, it's kind of messed up if you think about it. Meanwhile, the award for clemency...
kind of based. He wrote that back then? I'm not going to write it down as a subject for high renown. What was really an outrage committed upon mankind, even though it was maybe necessary. Wow, kind of base for the time.
Glorify him for this, but actually...
He was the first woke scholar? You have to support our troops.
It's kind of messed up if you think about it. Meanwhile, the award for clemency and greatness of mind is a tie between Pompey the Great and Caesar again. It's close though. Pompey was an all-timer. He was about as epic as Alexander the Great and Hercules and maybe even Bacchus. Early in his career, he conquered, the entirety of Africa. That's how he got the Great added to his name, and brother, he was just getting started. Dude ended the Civil War, ended piracy, subjugated all kinds of places, defeated like 12 million men, captured 1,538 cities and fortresses, and commissioned the cool statue that I read all this from. Honorable mention goes to Cato. There are 3 great things a guy can be: an orator, a general, and a politician. Cato kicked ass at all of them, which is why he was acquitted from all 44 of his impeachment hearings. As for history's most courageous man, there's an argument to be made for a lot of guys. One big contender was L. Cicius Dentatus, which different Dentatus from the one before. He fought in 120 battles, gaining 45 scars on the front of his body, yet none on the back. What does that tell you? He was also the most decorated war hero, receiving 18 victor's spears, 25 pendants, 83 torques, 160 bracelets, 26 crowns, a fist of money, 10 prisoners, and 20 oxen in total. The award for biggest genius, in my opinion, goes to Homer. I mean, have you read his stuff? Come on. Alexander the Great knew it. Among the spoils he took from King Darius was one of...
He's gotta be so fired to be in a time where there's like 4 things to read. It's just cool. It's like you guys know Homer, right? Yeah. We're still reading the Odyssey. Exactly what I'm saying. We read the Odyssey to today, and there's a billion things to read. But if they just had that, it's a true monoculture, bro.
The most ornate boxes he'd ever seen. It was originally full of perfume, and Alexander was like, "Ugh, I'm a warrior, I don't wear perfume. But my god, what a beautiful box. There's only one thing suitable for a box like this.
It's like the Goodwill Hunting scene. Wait.
Don't necessarily might not remember me. I like it here. It doesn't mean because
it's
I go
like that. There's only 2 references you can make.
here. I'm a genius. I am.
Hey,
hey, how's it going? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
You want? I don't.
Has anyone not seen Goodwill Hunting? We got some Zoomers in here. Who hasn't seen Goodwill Hunting, bro? You haven't seen this season? This scene? Okay, I'll set the stage. This is Ben Affleck. He's a construction worker in Boston. And he's pretending that he goes to Harvard to impress these 2 girls. That's all you need to know. This guy actually goes to Harvard.
Might not remember me. I like it here. It doesn't mean because I go here. I'm a genius. I am very smart. Hey, how's it going? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
You want it? I don't.
What class did you say that was?
History. Yeah.
Just history? It must have been a survey course then, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was surveys.
Right.
You should check it out. It's a good course. It's a good class.
How'd you like that course?
Frankly, I found the class, rather elementary.
Elementary. I don't doubt that it was.
Yeah.
I remember that class. It was just between recess and lunch.
Clark, why don't you go away?
Why don't you relax?
Why don't you go away?
I'm just having fun with my new friend, that's all.
Wait, we could have a problem?
No, there's no problem here. I was just hoping you might give me some insight into the evolution of the market economy in the southern colonies.
Okay, so I've always thought this part of the scene is so stupid because, like, all right, this guy was kind of like one-upping him a little bit. And then he pulled out this fucking nerd-ass question and he completely lost the room. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's so insane. Yeah, you're scaring the hose, bro. Nobody's impressed by that. What a weird thing to do at a bar. Everyone's trying to chill.
My contention is that prior to the Revolutionary War, the economic modalities, especially in the southern colonies, could most aptly be characterized as agrarian pre-capital.
All right.
What a vibes demon. What are you fucking talking about? He thinks he's winning this engagement? In real life, you think that would, like in the movie, it's like, oh, Ben Affleck's character's kind of getting owned in front of the ladies. But it's insane anti-aura. They would just say, what the fuck are you talking about, loser? And you just Redditor fucking...
Of course that's your
Hang on a
contention.
second.
You're a first-year grad student. You just got finished reading...
But then, Ben Affleck's friend, Matt Damon, steps up to the plate. Ben Affleck's friend, Matt Damon, is a janitor in the movie with a bit of brains.
In the southern colonies, could most aptly be characterized as agrarian pre-capital.
All right, of course that's your
Hang on a
contention.
second.
You're a first-year grad student. You just got finished reading some Marxian historian, Pete Garrison probably. You're gonna be convinced of that till next month when you get to James Lemon. Then you're gonna be talking about how the economies of Virginia and Pennsylvania were entrepreneurial and capitalist way back in 1740. That's gonna last until next year. You're gonna be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, you know, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital-forming effects of military mobilization.
Well, as a matter of fact, I won't, because Wood drastically underestimates the impact
Wood
of social...
drastically underestimates the impact of social...
See, again, they both walk into cell phones. If this guy had just said, what the fuck are you talking about? He would have got the aura back. He just said, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and no one else in the room, it would have been great. But instead, he tries to fucking one-up him, and then he gives him this opening.
Distinctions predicated upon wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex County, page 98, right? Yeah, I read that too. Were you gonna plagiarize the whole thing for us? Do you have any thoughts of your own on this matter? Or is that your thing? You come into a bar, you read some obscure passage, and then pretend you pawn it off as your own idea just to impress some girls? Embarrass my friend? See, the sad thing about a guy like you is in 50 years, you're gonna start doing some thinking on your own, and you're gonna come up with the fact that there are two certainties in life. One, don't do that. And two, you dropped 150 grand on a fucking education you could have got for $1.50 in late charges at the public library.
Owned!
Yeah, but I will have a degree. And you'll be serving my kids fries at a drive-thru on our way to a skiing trip.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but at least I won't be unoriginal.
Well, that's aura.
But I mean, if you have a problem like that, I mean, we could just step outside. We could figure it out.
Oh, then Jason
Oh, man,
Bourne.
there's no problem. It's cool.
It's cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
Fucking damn right it's cool. How you like me now? My boy's wicked smart.
Hey, Casey Affleck with the
3
club.
minutes, this fucking place, you run into a...
Anyway, classic. This is how I think my Redditors see themselves. Wait, we gotta watch the one more part. We gotta watch the last part of the scene.
Wait, hold on. Skiing trip. I should have beat that old bitch's ass. Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Owned. Oh, why would you say yeah? Why lean into it? By the way, in real life, you put up a number that says 555. I think she swerved you, bro. Man, you try calling it? I don't think this guy was ever in contention for impressing her, even if he was really smart. I mean, listen to what she says when he first walks up.
You're a first year.
Revolutionary War, evolution of the market economy, and this give me some insight. No. I'm just having fun with.
Go away. Clark, why don't you go away?
That's before they even have the battle. I think she's. I don't think he was ever in contention, bro. Maybe after he talked about the modalities, she was feeling it.
Putting Homer's poems in it. The most useful rules for a happy life were uttered by a man named Kylon.
Oh.
He kept it simple. There were only 3. Know yourself, don't be greedy, and don't get into debts or lawsuits. That
Wait, that's actually good fucking rules. Damn. Bro was spitting that early? Yeah. Wait. Wait a minute. I forgot I went by Kylon back then. It's been so long. I used to go by Kylon. Yeah, this is what I've been saying, bro. This is and the same hairline. You can tell by the hair, bro. Yes, I've been saying this. These are the fucking rules.
guy literally died of joy, so clearly he was onto something. Now, you may be asking,
bro, you avoid these 3 things, you never get wiped out, and you're fine. You can always bounce back.
Lawsuits. That guy literally died of joy, so clearly he was onto something. Now, you may be asking, Pliny, who is the best guy? Well, the answer is Scipio Nasica. Out of every guy, he was declared the best. The Senate took a vote on it under oath. They were like, yep, he's him. He later died in exile. The greatest act of affection for another human was committed in Rome by a lower-class woman. She had recently given birth and started periodically visiting her mother, who was in jail. Whenever she went, the guards would search her to make sure she wasn't smuggling in food for her mom. Turns out, she found a way around this policy. It was eventually discovered that every visit, she would nourish her own mother with the milk of her breast. So the jailer said, look, this is a crazy thing to do for anyone, let alone a prisoner. There must have been some kind of mistake here. No woman who is this dearly loved can possibly be evil. So you know what? You're free to go. One of the greatest physicians to ever
It's crazy. What a gambit. Damn. I feel like she was not expecting that outcome because now it's awkward. When your mom's in jail and you do that, it's like, well, you can walk away. You're not, but now she's home. Just don't talk about it, I guess.
was Asclepiades of Prusa. He was famous for figuring out a way to cure diseases using wine. One time during a funeral, the body was getting loaded onto the pyre when suddenly Asclepiades broke in. He goes, hold up, step aside.
Dude, it's also such a beast time to be a doctor. To be a doctor in that age, you can suggest anything as a treatment. And if it doesn't work, you just, well, it wasn't meant to be. No, the guy was cursed by the gods. You can just like drink wine, whatever, hit it with a stick, put a leech on it.
I got this. Ended up saving his life. Asclepiades was so confident in his own abilities, he made a bet with fate, publicly declaring, right, if I ever so much as get sick, I will stop practicing medicine forever. He won his wager, for he met his death at an extreme old age by falling down stairs. But forget all these upper crusters, how about the greatest slave? By virtue of the market, this can actually be answered quantitatively. Such a distinction goes to a grammarian by the name of Daphnis, who sold for a price of 700,000 sesterces.
Jesus!
Sidebar, based on prices from around Pliny's time, that's equivalent to around 1,400 donkeys or 1.4 million loaves of bread.
Okay.
Some comic actors nowadays have technically gone for higher prices, but they all buy their
Well,
own
that's kind of
freedom, so
insane,
that
right? A
doesn't
loaf of
count.
bread, few bucks. So this guy was fucking $30-40 million slave? That's crazy.
It's their own life. Of course they pay above MSRP. Anyway, here's the real question. Who is the happiest person to ever live? Happiness is so subjective that it's hard to get a definite answer here. Actually, you know what?
The
Never mind.
variety
Trick
of slaves.
question. Nobody on Earth is happy. Even somebody who gets whatever he wants would be constantly haunted by the fear of losing it, and someday he will. The Thracians, in their
True, I
vanity,
guess.
thought up a way to calculate their overall happiness. At the end of each day, they'd put a pebble in a jar. On a good day, they'd put a white one, and on a bad day, they'd put a black one. Then they'd look back and say, hey, I had 6 times as many good days this week
Wait, that's
as bad
actually kind of a
ones, so I
beast
must be a
idea.
happy person after all. This man is lying to himself. Let's take a close...
Wait a minute. It's like kind of a simple but beautiful idea as a way of taking stock of how your days are going. That's not a
closer look at the days in question, alright? Monday through Saturday, I ate some olives and they were good. Sunday, my dog died. These things don't balance each other out. That's still a net negative. Up to the present day, only one person has had the nerve to give him.
Yeah, but if on the 7th day your dog didn't die, but you just felt sad, it would give you a good baseline understanding of your week. Yeah, extreme events would be outliers, but I don't think it's a good way of measuring your day-to-day happiness.
The last name of Happy, and that was El Sila. You know, the guy who marched on Rome, revived the dictatorship, and murdered thousands of his fellow citizens to consolidate his power. If that's where you derive your happiness from, you're a fucking disgrace. Honestly, we should call him Unhappy. Owned. Also, he died of flesh rot, deservedly, so, you know, didn't last forever. On the topic of happiness, one time, King Gygas, the most powerful man in the world at the time, asked the oracle at Delphi if anyone was happier than himself. The oracle said, yeah, Aglaus. Who? Aglaus. He's an old guy in Arcadia with a small farm that he never leaves, because why would he? Look at him, he's just vibing. Let's circle back to human lifespans. What single person lived the longest? There's a bunch of ancient kings that are claimed to have lived anywhere from 150 to 800 years, but personally I think it's all a load of crap. For one thing, different nations have different ways of counting years. The Arcadians actually counted each season as a whole year, so they're cheating. In Egypt, they count each cycle of the moon as a year, just so they can be like, yeah, the pharaoh lived to be 1,000. Forget all that. Let's look at some actual verifiable info here. Among Romans, the highest on record was one T. Polonius, who made it to 150. Besides him, there's a bunch of folks who have made it at least a handful of years past 100.
Let's ignore the barbaric other countries' records and look at our own perfect records, where Polonius lived to be 150. Yes, indeed.
One
That's
mime.
just
She was even still performing at the triple-digit mark. But even in these cases, the gift of life is all too brief. The years alone are misleading. We spend half of it asleep, for one. Our years as a baby don't count. We don't know what the hell's going on. Also, being old sucks so bad that we shouldn't count that either. Honestly, the best thing a guy can hope for is to die young. Otherwise, he has to watch himself lose his senses, his strength, his teeth, his GI tract. That's not living, that's decaying.
No, you become a president, you become a senator.
There are plenty of signs that a patient's death is imminent. One is if the patient carefully folds the edge of their bed sheet. If they're hard to wake up, that's another bad sign. There's involuntary discharges, and I won't elaborate. But the biggest signs are an irregular and feeble pulse, and also just kind of looking a certain way. All things considered, though, it's actually pretty difficult to say for sure if a person is really dead. A consul named Aviola once came back to life right in the middle of his own cremation, and the flames were so violent that all anyone could do was watch. Sometimes the soul leaves the body for an extended period of time and returns after. This was the case of one of Hermogenes of Clazomene, whose soul would just dip for a while, wandering far-off lands while his body laid lifeless. Then he'd wake up with all kinds of news about the places he visited. There was also once a boy who took a nap in a cave and woke up to find himself in a much different world. Turns out he had slept for 57 years. There are tons of other stories floating around about people
Sometimes though, I wish, bro, can you imagine? You'd feel so rested. You'd feel so fucking, just like completely brain cleared. And Big A during the next Age of Empires tournament. All right, fuck you for real. Okay? Fuck off with that.
coming back to life and dying again, but you know most of them are made up, because they usually go something like this, right? Oh yeah, I was alone with my dead brother when he got up and clapped his hands and told me exactly how his funeral should go and where he hid his gold, and also he made me the sole heir of his estate. Anyway, the best kind of death to have is a sudden one, and thankfully that's a fairly common and natural occurrence. Plenty of people have died of joy, like that Kylo guy I mentioned earlier. There was once a professor of logic named Diodorus who couldn't immediately answer a tricky question his friend posed, and subsequently died of embarrassment. Plenty more die without any apparent cause at all, just going about their day. I've got a bunch of examples here of guys dying while putting on their shoes, after giving a speech, after stubbing their toe, while applying ointment to their patient's eye, while reaching for cake, while eating an egg, while having sex. It can happen at any time. And after that, it's time to dispose of the body. As you've probably gathered, we burn bodies in Rome nowadays. It used to be that we'd bury people, but during the foreign wars, a lot of guys got dug up, which nobody wants to get dug up,
you don't want to get dug up.
So we switched to cremation. Anyway, so here we stand at the end of man's journey through life. Only one question remains. What happens after we die? I'll give it to you straight. We go back to the same place as before we were born. Pure oblivion, That's it. Humans in their vanity have dreamt up all kinds of
Wait,
fantasies
really?
about the
Damn, he was
afterlife,
kinda ahead of his
immortal
time.
souls or reincarnation or a second life as some shade underground.
I'm
People will
surprised.
even pay honors to the spirits of the departed like there's some kind of god now.
He's a
But
Redditor.
he ain't even a guy anymore. It all stems from the imaginations of people who are scared of non-existence. Well, you shouldn't be. Matter of fact, it's
Dude, insane for him to say that and then also be like, but yeah, there's definitely Cyclops that live to be 200. just, just a few hundred miles that way. Quit believing in your childish fairy tales about God.
it's the best case scenario.
The soul is obviously real and it can leave the body and come back, but God. You're a fool to believe in that. Centaurs are real. I saw one in Honey.
Non-existence is as peaceful as it gets. And anyway, we got enough to worry about in this life. There's no reason at all to get yourself all worked up about the next one. So thank you for joining me in this grand tour through human existence.
Wow, great
Real
book.
quick before I go, here's a giant list of every invention and their inventors and 3 dedicated chapters about the alphabet, barbers, and sundials for some reason. But that's all for now. See you next time on Book 8, The Nature...
Dude, totally separate subject.
Barbers and sun...
But barbers makes me think of it. I was just reading about barbers. Did you know that you can't open a barber shop without doing thousands of hours to get a specific cosmetology or like barber license? And they created that entirely to protect their own profits. Barber shops. They're just small businesses that collectively lobbied local governments, state by state, to make it so that you can't do that. And then even if you get one, if you get a license in one state, they don't accept it in another state. So even if you spend like 1,000 hours like learning how to cut hair in certain state, you can't go to another state and open a barber shop. And yes, someone said this, but in many states, the amount of hours you need to learn how to cut hair is more than to learn how to be an EMT. It's fucking crazy. And it's there's no evidence that these hours lead to better client outcomes or reduced injury. It only leads to more profit for established barbers. That's crazy. I didn't realize how they'd colluded. I mean, I know that doctors do this. This is like how the doctor system works. There's just many things. To be an all-around doctor, I'm sure it takes many years of schooling and many years of practice. But you could train people to do a few things really well, very quickly, to just learn how to do a few procedures. But they don't allow that because they want to maintain their fucking profit. It's just, it's interesting, bro. More hours than an EMT feels right when they are touching my luscious locks. Yeah, I guess you're right. Very, very, very interesting.
Dials for some reason. But that's all for now. See you next time on Book 8, The Nature of the Terrestrial Animals, which I will present eventually. Plenty out.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boo, doo, boo, doo.
Info here.
Boo, doo, boo, doo, boo. Boo, doo, boo, boo. Great video. Great video. Really fun. I'm glad he did that. Always fun to learn what they were saying back then. I mean, I remember it, but it's still still good. History Saturday with a touch of crime.
Hello, everybody.
Interesting. You ever watch History of the Entire World? Maybe. Banger by Ryan Getty.
Is liberalism finished? It was
3 days ago. Only 30K views and a picture of Joe Biden?
Nobody knew that was going on. Because
Bill Gates' daughter just destroyed her image more? I actually read about this. I probably should have made a clip about it, honestly, if this is a... newer BFF Hoservid. Hoser, my Canadian friend?
When you think of life in the
who was
Comoros...
on the broadcast? We love a good Hoser React. Oh my goodness, it's so... Wait, what's the Japan analysis? We love them too.
A few months ago, YouTuber Tyler...
Japan's right wing is imploding because of a literal clown. Yeah, but isn't Takaichi pretty popular and running the country? How much could it be imploding? Oh, you can't see one on my screen. Wikipedia hoaxes, 268 views. You putting your own video up here? You pushing your own video? Diamond Shreddies, Canada's biggest inside joke? Bro, this guy's definitely putting his own videos in here. Wait a minute. This guy's definitely pushing his own videos. The coffee crisis no one's talking about? America's deadly miscalculation in Iran. Wait a minute. Search party?
On July 17th, 2026, an Iranian ballistic missile slammed into a U.S. military base in Jordan.
Okay.
Hitting a housing unit and killing 3 soldiers.
Okay.
It was one of the deadliest strikes on U.S. forces since the war began. And raised serious doubts about the air defenses that were supposed to stop it. Over the past 5 months, the U.S. and its allies have destroyed nearly 90% of Iran's missiles and drones with missiles called interceptors.
Yeah, expensive.
The most commonly used is the US-made Patriot. Patriots have been the most essential defense for the US and nearly all of its allies in the region.
The problem is this war keeps dragging on.
Yeah.
Iran keeps firing ballistic missiles, and the US has had to keep firing Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots are expensive, and the ballistic missiles are cheap, and the drones are even cheaper. So the longer the war goes, the more the asymmetric cost structure of defense versus offense causes problems.
Too many Patriots.
Our stockpile of missile interceptors are so low they cannot stop.
And by the way, there's no like mathematical reason that Patriots should be this expensive, other than that it is very enriching to the fucking soul-sucking defense industry that has jacked up the prices and is milking the government teat. Okay? Had they had some competition to drive it down, listen, the astronomical financial mismatch between America and its opposition should have led to them being able to make 100, 1,000 times more Patriot missiles than the opposition can make missiles. But instead, we can only make a few because our fucking industrial base has been hollowed out. Everything has to be procured through fucking endless chains of corporations that end up back in China, and it all costs astronomical amounts of money.
Incoming Iranian ballistic missiles.
We've used a decade's worth of production in the first 4 weeks.
Forcing Washington to look
Just
for...
think about that. A decade's worth of production is crazy. We spent $8 trillion in the past decade. 8 fucking trillion. And it all goes to fucking Raytheon yachts and like
cheaper alternatives.
So our military is in a bad spot.
The exact numbers are kept secret, but experts calculate the US may have just a third of its Patriot stockpile left, between 700 and 800 missiles. Its allies probably have even fewer. The US is also running low on long-range and ship-launched interceptors.
Now, as the war keeps raging on and Iran keeps firing missiles, the big question is,
are there enough interceptors left to stop them?
This is the most acute shortage, I think, that we've seen in recent military history. I think it's a canary in the coal mine.
So how did the US run low on such an important weapon? And what happens if it runs out?
That's a great question. Good intro. I love a good canary in the coal mine.
Protecting the army
You're
against
speaking
the
my
air
language.
threat is the job of the Air Defense Forces, and the star of that branch, the Patriot Air Defense Missile System.
Patriot stands for Phased Array Tracking Radar to intercept on target. And it's a lot more than just a missile. The Patriot is a multi-part system, first designed to take down enemy planes. When the Patriot's radar detects one, it sends a signal to a control station that calculates a path to intercept. The control station then instructs a launcher to fire one missile, then a few seconds later, a second as a backup. While in flight, the missiles send information back to the control center, which helps guide them into the path of the enemy plane. A typical Patriot battery can include several launchers, and since everything is mounted on trucks, it can pack up and move relatively quickly. The US first used Patriots in combat during the 1991 Gulf War against Iraqi planes and Scud missiles, but they didn't do particularly well.
The Patriot's radar system lost track of an incoming Scud and never launched due to a software flaw.
Great.
The Scud killed 28.
In 2003, Patriots did better when the US invaded Iraq, but still made deadly mistakes.
U.S. Patriot missile shot down friendly aircraft,
shooting down the only U.S. Navy pilot.
Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ.
Lost during the war in Iraq.
Over the following decades, the
Tillman in
Patriot's
Iraq?
primary
It's
manufacturer,
insane.
Raytheon, improved
How
the
they try
radar,
to cover it up.
and Lockheed Martin made more accurate missiles. By the 2010s, Patriots were doing much better against all kinds of weapons, and was known as the workhorse of the US air defenses. The US deployed its Patriots to bases in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. It also allowed Patriots to be sold to more than a dozen of its allies, and even let Germany and Japan make Patriot missiles. It was a way of showing trust and sharing the burden.
It's been kind of this gold standard, gold-plated interceptor. Everyone wants a piece of it.
Jack Detch covers the US defense industry at Politico.
You have in Patriot a system that's combat tested, right? That's gone against ballistic missiles, that's defeated cruise missiles, against drones. This is a capability that a lot of allies feel like is a game changer.
Sure.
But game changers are expensive. A complete Patriot system cost around $1.1 billion.
God damn.
And the most advanced Patriot missiles cost around $4 million each. By the mid-2010s, Raytheon had probably sold around 200 Patriot batteries total, while the US bought just a few hundred missiles per year. Many felt that was enough during peacetime, but through the 2010s, some...
Dude, one star citizen is crazy. Every Patriot battery is one star.
Some US rivals began building huge stockpiles of ballistic missiles and drones. In 2014, Russia annexed parts of Ukraine and prompted a few more US allies to join the waitlist for Patriots. Demand for interceptors was rising, but supply wasn't.
You've heard world leaders, US leaders, leaders in Europe warning about this, but you haven't seen the shift really happen in budgets and in terms of production, in terms of ramping them up.
And by 2022, it was already too late.
Yep.
Before we go any further, I want to thank the sponsor for enabling us to do the work that we do. So thank you to Outskill. If you feel like you need to learn the latest AI tools to stay ahead of an increasingly competitive job market,
Outskill to learn Claude AI mastery. That has got to be a scam, right? What could they? Did it tell you to type "make no mistakes"? What did they tell you to do? I mean, I feel like with natural language, you could just ask it. You could ask Claude what you want to do, and it'll walk you through it.
Thanks again to Outskill for supporting my work. Now I'll take you back to the story. In 2022, Ukraine was invaded by Russia. While it largely halted the Russians on the ground, its air defenses were ancient and couldn't stop Russian planes and missiles from battering Ukrainian cities daily. So in early 2023, the US donated one Patriot battery to Ukraine. Germany sent another, and the Netherlands sent launchers and missiles.
Okay.
It wasn't much, but the Patriots made a difference. Ukraine even claimed that one intercepted a Russian hypersonic missile. So the US and allies sent more Patriots and ordered replacements.
Raytheon and Lockheed expanded their Patriot factories, but warned that delivery would take more than 2 years.
Dude, it's so fucking annoying because I've talked about this, but like Ukraine asked for the ability to make them, and Raytheon and Lockheed said no because they were worried that if Ukraine learned how to make them, they would make them cheaper. They'd find out how to make them cheaper, and then they'd flood the market, and then people would be able to get it, or they'd improve them. It's like so fucked. They just want to control. They're trying to get a monopoly on this when it's important.
While the US and Europe scrambled to get Patriots to Ukraine, another war broke out in the Middle East.
And they can obviously have made cheaper. There's just no fucking way that it's $3 million year after year after year after year. There's obviously you could cut out an insane amount of margin from that when it would be necessary, but they're trying to protect that margin.
In October 2023, Hamas attacked Israel. Israel then invaded Gaza, Lebanon, and struck the Iranian consulate in Syria. Iran retaliated with more than 300 missiles and drones. It was a massive barrage, and while Israel's interceptors hit most, the US, UK, and Jordan fired some too. 6 months later, the US helped intercept another Iranian barrage, and another 8 months after that. While the US and Israel hemorrhaged interceptors, Gulf allies used theirs to fend off attacks from Houthi rebels. Right. By 2025, these multiple conflicts were causing interceptor stockpiles to run low. Reports emerged that the US used 14% of its long-range interceptors, called THAADs, possibly 33% of a type of ship-launched interceptor, and worst of all, it had perhaps just 25% of the Patriots its military required.
I think Patriot is kind of the leading edge because of all these threats that we see multiplying simultaneously, but it's
just really baffling to just think the amount of grift to spend $8 trillion over a decade, and then when you get into a conflict, realize you don't have enough supply for not even like a month and a half, 2 months of war. It's insane. It's like you literally have you look around and realize how much you've been grifted. All the tax dollars have been fucking grifted.
Across the board for air defense.
Yet in February 2026, despite the massive shortage, US President Donald Trump launched an all-out attack on Iran. And Iran retaliated against the US and nearly all of its allies in the region at once. They deflected most of what Iran fired, but then Iran changed strategies. Instead of launching both missiles and drones, it began using mainly drones. Because while a ballistic missile costs $1 million, a drone was just about 20 grand. The US and allies intercepted most drones with cheap interceptors, but they had to use expensive Patriots occasionally. A $4 million interceptor to take down a $20,000 drone is math that works in Iran's favor.
Iran has been able to really put the pressure on the Americans, and more so even on allies, by making them make these trade-offs to defend the civilian population, but at such a high cost that it becomes difficult to continue carrying out the war.
Now, after several months of war, the US and its allies are running critically low on interceptors. And with neither conflict ending, they're having to make hard choices. The missile that killed 3 US soldiers was part of a barrage that probably overwhelmed.
There's just absolutely no way you couldn't, in the endless tug of war that military conflict is, innovate around that and find cheaper. They have some cheaper cost-effective solution for drones, but the system relying upon Patriot missiles is a byproduct of the fucking influence of these mega defense contracting companies. Like, Ukraine has found better ways of cost-effectively dealing with it, but we're not learning from them. It's just crazy.
US and Jordanian air defenses. Trump, meanwhile, is blaming Jordan.
They did slip something through in Jordan. When you let other people do your job, sometimes it doesn't work out so well.
But reports say that the US is now letting some Iranian projectiles through its defenses in order to conserve interceptors. US military sources insist they fire on anything that's on track to hit US troops, but
now we are seeing cases where the U.S. is allowing some of them to actually impact on base, in some cases damaging buildings.
Meanwhile, U.S. allies are having to get more creative. The UAE is using South Korean-made interceptors for the first time. Ukraine is firing just 1 Patriot at Russian missiles instead of 2, and pioneering even cheaper strategies against drones.
Damn. What the hell?
But these are just band-aids until the US makes more interceptors. In January, Trump signed an executive order to pressure weapons makers to boost production, then awarded them billion-dollar contracts for more interceptors. His administration is even considering jointly producing.
The executive order is sternly worded and does nothing, and the multiple billions is a reward. Do you know what? It's not really incentive. It's so fucking stupid. They have successfully monopolized an important resource in war and then are jacking up the price on tax dollars. It's crazy. You have to...
Patriots with Ukraine. But while Trump throws money at the problem, what he really needs is time.
What you really need, it's going to sound crazy, you need Lena Khan. You honestly need antitrust. You need to break them up and force them to compete. And then bid down government contracts instead of having one place to go to that can charge you whatever the fuck they want and take as long as they want. The fucking, the consolidation in this industry has been insane. If you go back to like 50s, 60s, 70s, it's like thousands of companies, hundreds of companies. And now it's like 3.
Estimate that even with this boost.
And by the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't even be in a war to begin with, obviously. But I'm also like, let's just be fucking real. If you're going to spend $8 trillion of taxpayer money on defense, on putting it into your fucking military, and then you don't get anything out of it, it's like insane. It's just absurd. It's a radicalizing level of theft.
U.S. Patriot stockpiles won't reach pre-Iran war levels until at least 2028, and even later for some other interceptors. That delay means the U.S. probably can't fight Iran forever. In July, Trump held off an attack after his advisors warned that it could dangerously drain the stockpile of Patriots, but then launched strikes a few days later.
The administration has certainly tried to make the case they don't have a problem, but you just look at the gravity and you look at the production numbers, and they're not rising enough to meet this crippling demand.
Well, that would mean they're
lying. But if the U.S.
and
barely has enough interceptors to fight this war, it definitely doesn't have enough to fight an even bigger war.
Dude, they moved all the THAAD launchers out of Asia. We don't even have an aircraft
China has one of the
Asia.
most advanced missile arsenals on Earth.
Every commitment we've ever made to Taiwan means nothing now. It's crazy. We have no ability to project any power in the South Pacific. The words to Taiwan for decades have been an empty promise. Every single missile got pulled out. All the fucking aircraft carrier got pulled out. There's nothing there. It's all in the Middle East trying to fucking help this dog shit useless war to get Hormuz back the way it was before.
It has missiles that can reach U.S. and allies.
And there's basically only 2 American allied, I guess for now, manufacturing centers capable of making ships, high-end missiles, like mass producing them in the latest tech. And they're here, South Korea and Japan. Okay? And we just fucking stopped doing military exercise with South Korea. This is the last places like are left. I guess Taiwan too, but I don't know if they may make military stuff. But these 2. So you really want to lock in on these allies because you don't have the production. It just does not exist. You can't make it at scale in America in our current situation.
Bases in Asia, the Pacific, and even further. China's also adamant about taking over Taiwan. In an invasion, it would first use these missiles to hit the U.S. and allies to prevent them from intervening. The U.S. has kept interceptors in Asia to deter China, but there may be fewer than before. The U.S. moved at least some air defenses from South Korea to the Middle East in March. And a recent analysis concludes the U.S. already lacks sufficient air defenses to fight a protracted war against China. China may see the U.S. interceptor shortage as a window of opportunity to attack Taiwan, and the U.S. may be helpless to stop it.
The administration is trying to pressure and lever the defense industry to do more across the board, but we're not even going to begin to be at the beginning of the end of having these negotiations, let alone having the missiles that you would need to fight these types of wars.
For now, the U.S. and its allies are stuck fighting wars without the defenses they need, and praying that another one isn't around the corner.
No, I mean, look, there's some high-tech stuff the U.S. military has, and I'd probably say pound for pound, they have an edge in small amounts of the highest tech stuff. But like China in a conflict like this, it would be like when Japan attacked America at Pearl Harbor, and then American manufacturing turned on, and they just started putting out just an endless amounts of planes and ships and guns and missiles. And you know what I'm saying? China's manufacturing is just too insane. The amount of drones and it's like it, yeah. The position was more of a theoretical one. Like America has been spending $8 trillion in the military over the past 10 years, and it's like, well, you don't want to fuck with that. But they never should have actually put it out in the open on this stupid Iran war, because then it becomes obvious what your capabilities are, what your fucking stockpile. I mean, nukes change everything. Don't get me wrong. This has been a non-nuclear war, but it has just shown the fucking limitations of that spending and where it's gone and how quickly the stockpiles get depleted and what you can check on and what.
Other one isn't around the corner. All right, thanks again for watching Search Party. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's your chance to. If you want to get more involved with my work, I encourage you to head over to New Press.
That was a good video, by the way. I got to give credit where credit's due. I love watching a video on YouTube that's like got a direct point to make, makes it quickly. It's a 13-minute video that got a lot of information across. That was fucking sick. Good editing. That was beast. Good graphics, good presentation. I'd love to see that. 9 minutes, you will learn something.
In the 1990s, an HIV drug.
How an HIV miracle drug vanished. That does kind of sound interesting. But I was thinking, given that it's 9:30, I might watch a Smallville. I think I might watch a Smallville to round it out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. Feed the needy. Let's watch a Smallville. If you're around, we've been watching a couple of them lately. They have been uniquely hilarious the past few. I dropped it for almost a year. We watched one and it was too funny, so now I'm back. It just captures the magic of the early 2000s, I got to be honest with you, in a way that is really funny to me. I talked about US Canada earlier. That's correct. And I'm doing a presentation on it for Lemonade Stand on Monday. Although, really, I should just do it for Big A. By Monday, we record. It comes out Wednesday. I don't know if it'll be breaking news. This presentation on Big A. Okay, Smallville. We are on episode 15? No. We are on episode 18. Visitor. Rosetta was the last one we watched, right? Visitor. Visitor Smallville. This episode came out April 15th, 2003.